Yo, 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 what's up, what's up, what's up? What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome to Panthers Prime Podcast. This is your host, Demetrius. Yeah. What's going on with y'all, man? Happy Friday, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat already, man. Hey, we got some stuff to talk about. Yeah, Ronnie Boyd, what's up, man? Yeah, what's going on, man? Candy Girl, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? I hope they on their way to hit that like button. They better be on the way to hit that like button. What's up? B-Row, what's poppin'? Shout out to Nick Tri-State, man, for that super chat. He said, hit that like button on the way in. Share and subscribe, Prime. Yeah. What's good, big dog? We chilling, man. Miss Cool, good morning to you. Ron, what's up, yo? Candy Girl, appreciate y'all, man. Yeah. Hey, we gonna get into this. We got some stuff to talk about, man. Hope y'all having a good Friday, man. I'm feeling good. I ain't got to be to work to 2:30, man. I'm feeling lovely, man. Hey, let's get into it real quick, man. What's up, everybody? So we're going to start this live off in a good way because I'm not going to lie. I'm feeling real spicy today. Pause, if applicable. But I will say this. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from the Carolina Panthers. I actually went back and watched the blueprint all over again last night. I watched both of them last night. And I'm not going to lie. I'm thoroughly excited about what the Carolina Panthers are doing this season here. I like the fact that Thomas Brown. I like the fact that Dan Morgan has orchestrated an amazing cast around him. I like the fact that we have Brent Tillis making these amazing deals. You know, I like the fact that what's the owner's name? What's that dude's name? Tepper. I'm glad that Tepper has fallen back from off of his high horse that he was on. You know, I'm excited about all that stuff, man. And the one thing that I am most excited about is the fact that we do have Dave Canales as our head coach. Yes. Your boy was wrong. Your boy was wrong. I was wrong about Canales. Okay. And shout out to Andrew, who told me that Canales is that dude. And it took me a minute. I started warming up to him. Shout out to you, Ronnie Boyd. What it do from Memphis to the Carolinas. What's up, man? I like how y'all say music, or however y'all say it, man. I can't say it like y'all, man. The way y'all say music, y'all, that junk is that joint is wild. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yeah. Ronnie Boy said, I'm ready, PPP. Let's talk about it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Coaching does matter. And y'all know what angle I'm gonna come from. I'm gonna come from the angle from the Carolina Panthers because that's our team, right? But to this point, I was wrong. I was wrong about Canales. And here I am openly saying that I was wrong. Canales not only got this is wild, me saying this, man. Canales not only orchestrated an amazing tenure for, well, I won't say tenure, but an amazing season last year with Baker Mayfield. But in a 6 out of 7 losing streak that they had, orchestrated an amazing way to come back and get them into the playoffs, into the second round of playoffs. I actually watched a lot of tape last night from Canales and situational stuff that I saw. Situational stuff that was called in order for Baker Mayfield to be successful in last year's season. And when I watch these games, I'm looking for not highlights. I'm not looking for highlights from Baker. I'm looking at, okay, you just got sacked. And if you just got sacked, you know how demoralizing that can be to a quarterback or to, offensive line that inevitably allowed the defense to get through to the quarterback. But I watched multiple games yesterday in which Canales redirected the offense, said, okay, that didn't work. Let's short protection on this side. You know what I mean? Let's do this right here. Of course, Baker Mayfield did that too. But just watching the play type after said adversity, the play before, it's something to put a pin in. And this goes to what Nick said a couple days ago. Nick said that this league is getting younger and younger with coaches. It ain't just that old school way of doing stuff anymore. It's a new wave, man. Antonio Lyles, what's up, man? He said you backed off today. We don't see you. We don't see your face. Nah, man. I'm doing something a little different right now, man. Yeah. I'm finally doing the StreamYard 916 view. I did all those 916 views when I was on the bus, but this is the first time I'm doing it in StreamYard. So I like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like it a lot. Monsterine, what's up? What up, PPP? Salute to the chat. That's what's up, yo. A Kobe, what's up, man? We're gonna drop the link real soon. What's up, Doug? Yeah, man. Yeah, Merzik. Riz B, what's up, man? What's going on with y'all? Hey, man, we are officially a T-Money. Yeah, T-Money, you the first one on the panel that I want to talk to. We ain't yelling, we ain't cussing. We gonna talk. Yeah, because I heard what you said. I'm always looking. I'm always looking, T-Money. We're going to talk, though, as soon as I drop the link. We're going to have What's Up Doug here as well, guys. And he has some important information that he's going to share with you guys as well, man. I'm going to bring Nick up as well because I know Nick want to pop his pop as well. And we're going to do that. But I say that to say all this. I say all that to say this. Coaching matters. Good coaching matters. Good coaches make good quarterbacks. Okay? Good coaches make good quarterbacks, and they make good quarterbacks make good plays, and good plays turn into wins, and wins turn into advancements into the playoff and advancements into the playoffs with the good coaches and the good QBs. Get them ultimately to the Super Bowl. Tell me I'm lying about that. Tell me I'm lying about that. And what I'm saying is this. I was wrong on Canales. I was dead wrong. I think we probably got one of the best coaching coaching prospects in our coaching search. I don't think that Mike Vrabel now at this moment would have been advantageous for Bryce Young. And I say that because Dave Canales is doing the things that I do in business with Bryce Young. He's taking Bryce Young back to the bare basics to build a foundation, right? Build a foundation. And then upon that foundation, then you start making your building blocks, become taller and taller as you advance higher and higher. That's what you do. And I am tremendously excited about I don't know if it's going to be a third blueprint. Like I said, I just rewatched the other one last night. It was amazing to me, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm thoroughly excited about what they're doing. Now, let's get into this real quick. And shout out to Nick for that super chat, man. What he said? He said Canales is a master at making adjustments in the middle of the games. Hey, man, Nick, I appreciate you for that super chat, man. We're gonna drop a bomb on that. For that, man. Hey, guys, we are right now $40 away from our $50 fan funding goal each live, man. We would ask the fans and those who watch PPP, if you are enjoying the content, to go ahead and you can either Venmo or Cash App. All that information is right there at the bottom. If you're enjoying the content, you want to show some love, everything comes right back to the channel. We do giveaways, guys. We got a 4th of July giveaway that's going to be big. Yeah, make sure that you ain't got too much, hot dog, hamburger, French fries, or fireworks smoke in your eyes when I go live to get that that Cash App giveaway. 4th of July Cash App giveaway. Members only. Yeah, members only. So if you want to be part of this, become a member. It's only $3.99 a month. Become a member and bet on your chances to pick the number that I'm going to be that I want to have in my mind. All right, $3.99 gets you in the door to the Cash App giveaway on July 4th. All right, cool. Let's get back to the content. All right, so When I look at that formula that I just gave, good coaches turn good players, or in this case, good QBs into good players, or QBs into good players, my mind goes back to Steve Wilks. Okay, Steve Wilks. Now, before Steve Wilks took over, we had Matt Rule, right? And Matt Rule, we know, got fired. I believe it may have been 5 games in. He won 1 game. He was 1-4, 1-5, right? Fired Matt Rule after the San Francisco game. In comes Steve Wilks. Now, you guys remember the first game with Steve Wilks, we actually traveled over to LA. We played the LA Rams, right? That was in which I would deem the Christian McCaffrey screen game bowl, if you want to call it that. Because all we did was throw screen passes to Christian McCaffrey, which ultimately got him traded to, San Francisco, right? All right, cool. The very next game, up under the helm of a P.J. Walker, led the Carolina Panthers to a 21-3 win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, hold it right there. Steve Wilks had no offseason. We still had the same playbook. We still had everything intact. What a P.J. Walker. What a Steve Wilks. Minus a Christian McCaffrey. Shout out to Doug for that for that cash app, man. I appreciate you for that, man. Hey, guys, we are getting closer and closer to our goal, man. Shout out to you for that, man. I wish I could put cash apps on the screen, man, when you guys give cash apps. For real. Because I want to show all the fan love, man. I want to show everything. But we do appreciate that, C. Dougie. Hey, C. Dougie got some heat for y'all in a little bit. I'm telling you. Don't leave early. Do not leave early. You leave early, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm telling you right now. He got some heat for y'all, all right? Oh, man. Big time cash app. Man, I don't know who that was. Hold on. Who was that? I got to drop a bomb on that right there. Man, big time cash out from Carolina Andrew. Man, Andre. Man, I appreciate that. Wow. Thank you so much for rocking with Panthers Prime Podcast. I really do appreciate that, man. Hey, I'm going to figure out a way to get this stuff up on the screen, man, because y'all showing big love today. I ain't going to lie to you, man. Shout out to you, man, for that. That was amazing. And guess what? Oh, snap. I'm going to turn the bomb off. And that just scared me just now. Shout out to you guys for that, for real, man. And guys, like I said, all this goes right back to you guys, man. $3.99 a month for membership. $3.99 a month for membership, man. And you guys are added into the Cash App giveaway for the 4th of July. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be fireworks. I'm telling you. Just like how that scared me. Yeah, that Cash App gonna scare some of y'all. Yeah. All right, let's get back to the content. All right, cool. Steve Wilks, his second week as the head coach. Same playbook. Now I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna go to a quote that Todd Bowles, same team now. Frank Wright got fired. And we had to end up playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I believe, the next week, right? Todd Bowles said there's no way that they can change up the playbook in enough time for them to be, I guess, in his estimation, to be prolific or to be better in any way, shape, or form. It's going to be the same thing. Now, Steve Wilks had a week to get prepared for the Rams, 2 weeks to get prepared for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We've seen a total different team up under Steve Wilks. I can't remember the defensive coordinator's name. I said his name yesterday. Al Holcomb. Totally different team up under these two guys. Why? Because good coaches bring up the best in players. That's why. You ask Bryce Young to be great with a Chris Tabor, a brown noser, one who was going around snitching along with the offensive line coach James Campion snitching. They called it a Hunger Games mentality in Bank of America Stadium. That ultimately led to them two being fired. But going back to Steve Wilkes, 2 weeks to get prepared and totally dismantled the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady at the helm. Let me show you guys this because I love facts about stuff. I just love it. I love factual stuff over rather than stuff that's kind of assumed. Assumptions are always bad. So let me share my screen real quick. I'm gonna pull up this game, and I'm gonna debunk two things. Real quick. All right, so this is the game right here. 2020, Steve Wilkes took over 2 weeks afterwards. This is his first win. We was 2-5. Matt Rule went 1-5. He was fired. 21-3. Now, this is right here. Let me make sure that it's pulling up pretty good on. It's pulling up real good on StreamYard. That's good. All right. This is the game log here. Scoreless all the way into the fourth quarter. 3 points. Now, this debunks the whole aspect that that Steve Wilkes was not, a good coach. I believe he was. I believe that if you would have given him another year, that Steve Wilkes would have picked the right quarterback. I think Steve Wilkes would have gotten this team back to another play. Probably, listen, make no mistake about it. The Panthers were 1 quarter away from the playoffs in 2022. Make no mistake about it. We were 1 quarter away. I believe we would have been a playoff contending team this season. But the other thing that I want to debunk is when people say that a quarterback must throw for said amount of yards to be successful. Let me show you this. This is the passing chart right here. Tom Brady from P.J. Walker. Tom Brady was 32 for 49 for 290 yards. P.J. Walker was 60 for 22 for 177, 2 touchdowns. Now, this right here is what I talk about when I say it doesn't matter how many yards you put up in a game. As you see, 290 yards did not equate to any touchdowns at all. Yeah, I'm putting the paint where it ain't today. I'm doing that. I feel a little spicy right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Pause, if applicable. It's about being efficient and effective. The thing about this game was we had an amazing run. We had an amazing run game. We did. I think Deontay Foreman had 120-something yards in this game, if I'm not mistaken. P.J. Walker threw for 2 touchdowns. He didn't have to do much. And listen, this goes to this point right here. When I tell people that Bryce Young might mirror this same thing that we see with P.J. Walker. But everybody wants Bryce Young to throw 300, 350 yards. Why? When that can be wildly ineffective in totality. This is a prime example here. So miss me with the whole aspect of he needs to throw 250, 300, 350. He doesn't. If he has the playmakers around him that are effective and efficient, he could throw for 150, 170. He could do that. If the playmakers around him are effective and efficient. Tom Brady did a whole lot of nothing. Look at this. Tom Brady did a whole lot of nothing in this game. But he got 290 yards. It amounted to nothing. So, in closing, and make sure you get your, we're going to stand and we're going to do offering. Yeah. Make sure you stand up and you dig real deep in your pockets before you come up on stage. Because, I just preached the whole sermon right there. And it shows everything that I've been saying. Canales, to me, is in fact going to get this team to a place where Bryce Young doesn't have to be the guy, which is something that Frank Wright David Tepper pushed so hard to happen. Stephen Bailey said, good coaching, upgraded tools, and a year of experience. It's up to Bryce Young to excel. If not, then he would be out the door once his rookie contract is no longer useful. I agree with you. On that. What's up, Villain Trucker? What's popping, yo? Let me see here. Riz B. It's funny how people like to bring up the fact Wilkes got us 7 wins by running the air out of the ball and write this BS scheme that led us to 2 wins, but they blame Bryce. Exactly, Riz B. Exactly, man. Hey, we just trying to put the paint where it ain't, man. Hey, listen. Regardless to your opinion about Bryce, regardless to it, you got to put the onus on the coach. It's the coaching. The coaching was the issue with Carolina last year. Make no mistake about it. Yeah, man. Hey, T-Dougie, I just preach. Listen, we about to pass the collection plate. Yeah, we about to pass the collection plate, man. Monsterine said the whole coaching staff was beefing last year, and folks expected BY9 to keep everything exactly, man. Bucket with your girl. What's up, man? Why you saying shaking your head? Riz B said that's Howard who wants 70-yard passes on every drive. Yeah, he do. He wants 70-yard passes, man. I'm about to drop the link right now, man. I'm about to drop the link, and if I gotta drop the link inside of the community section, I will do that as well. Let's see here. If I gotta drop it inside the community section, I will do that as well, so that you guys can hop on and be on the stream with me. So let me see here. I'm gonna pin it to the top. I'm gonna pin it to the top real quick. Copy. Boom, boom, boom. All right. It's at the top, man. Yeah, it's at the top right now. Yeah, man. You guys want to come and pull up on me? Pull up on me, man. Pull up on me. But I just preached a whole sermon just now, man. Bucky with your girl, why you say shaking my head? I'm trying to figure that out. Why you say shaking my head, yo? I know I'm talking right. What's going on, Rod Lee? After they near 10 years of losing, I don't care how we win. Just win facts, bro. I don't care how we win, man. I do not care how the Carolina Panthers win, man. Just win, bro. Bryce Young is capable of throwing 300 to 500 yards a game. He threw 500 yards in one game, set an FBS record for the most yards thrown in a single game. Facts, man. Villain Trucker, what's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, trying to put the paint where it ain't, baby. What's up with you, man?
Not much. Rolling through Indianapolis right now. So I'm gonna be kind of quick.
I just was up there last week, man. Indiana, I can't stand it, man.
Too much construction. It ain't really. It really ain't that bad, but
yeah. All right, talk to me, man. What you think, man?
All right, you say Bryce, whatever. First of all, we're gonna talk about Frank Wright. Frank Wright wasn't a bad coach. Bad system for Bryce, yeah. You know, he wants a prototype. Frank Wright wanted a prototypical stand in the pocket, and I'm gonna deliver the ball, you know what I'm saying, deep down the field. That's not what Bryce is good at. It looked horrible. Yeah, so that part.
Okay.
But where was Bryce Young's passion for the game, bro? In all those close games that we had, where did you see his desire to win or to make a play to help us win? I don't want to hear nothing about the line was horrible, none of that. Where was his passion to make a play?
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a question. What shows you that Bryce Young didn't have passion?
His mannerisms, the way he approached the field, his lack of wanting to get a playoff, you know what I'm saying, late in the game, not even having the self-awareness to look at the clock and know that we're down and know that we have to get a playoff to actually come back and win.
Okay. So you equate the fact that he didn't have self-awareness to equate that he didn't have passion for the game, or that he wasn't driven to win games?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I mean, hey, that's your opinion. Hey, I respect it, man. I don't believe that shows that. And the matter of fact, his teammates, and T Money and Ronnie, I see y'all. I'm gonna bring y'all up. His teammates say otherwise. Now, I know you can probably surmise that that they're his teammates, and they're gonna say that. But even ex-players have spoken that same thing.
No. We can go back to Brian Burns' interview after a game when they were asking him about Bryce Young and about him being, you know what I'm saying, about, I can't get it exact word for word, but I do remember the gist of the thing was, I remember him saying, it's been time for us to become a man. Well, it's been time to be a man out here.
So do you believe that he was talking about Bryce Young?
Bryce Young, yes.
Did he say Bryce Young's name?
No.
So how can you conclude that he was talking about Bryce Young?
Well, the gist of the conversation was centered around him and his relationship with Bryce Young, and how the team was evolving. It was about after I want to say Bryce Young's fourth loss, not the fourth game. Loss. Yeah, not the fourth game, but his fourth loss.
So his fourth loss was against.
I believe that was Miami.
Miami. No, not Miami. Yeah. The Lions.
Yeah.
Okay. So after the Lions game, yeah, that was a pretty bad game. Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty bad game. I mean, listen, I hear what you're saying. I don't agree that you can evaluate a person's drive or how he feels about the game based on the fact that he, ran out the clock all the way down. I mean, there was reports that, the play call itself was extremely long and I mean, just old schoolish in a sense. So I respect your opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I get that part.
Yeah. Yeah, I respect your opinion. I don't know if I agree with it to the full extent, but I think when you go out there and you watch Bryce Young play last year, because listen, if you say that he didn't have passion or drive, go back to week 18 when we played against the Bucs. He got the ball.
I didn't even watch that game.
Yeah. I'm just saying, he got the ball into the end zone 2 times. They was called back. One was called back. Was it Raheem Blackshear run into the end zone, and then the scramble out the pocket pass to DJ Chark. I mean, for someone who doesn't have drive or spunk or whatever, he's showing up this show that day. So hold on, T Money. I'm gonna let you get in there, but that's just what I feel about that. Real quick, T Money, Ronnie Boyd, and C Dougie. Real quick, guys, I want us to talk so we all can hear everybody. And we all can get on. What up? Yeah, man. Hey, guys, no profanity if possible, because I'm trying to get some endorsements.
We ain't gonna mess up your money, man. We ain't gonna mess up your money.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that money. I'm trying to get that good money. Yeah. T Money, you came up first. What's up, man?
What's up, dog? I ain't got too long. I'm up here making my little gym meal. I'm about to head to the gym.
Okay. Now, T Money, I heard what you said about me when I got off on Live. Yeah, I heard what you said about me. Yeah.
Inform me what I said.
No, my brother, you said that you ran me off. You said that you had me in a headlock. I couldn't answer your questions. Bumped that N word. I was like, man, look at T Buddy. God dang.
I remember saying all that now. I thought I said that with you on the panel.
Nah, man. You said you got me. Y'all finally got me and everything. I said, look at T Money, man.
I don't think I asked Unc was. I told Unc, I said, what's the leading cause head coaches getting fired? He said, Luke. And then he said quarterback play, and then I said, thank you. I don't remember saying nothing after that now.
Yeah. Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. But, to that point when we was talking, man, about, when we was talking about that, my point of the matter was if bad quarterback play is the reason why – no. You said the reason why quarterbacks are bad is because they don't listen or they don't follow what the coaches say or whatever. And my point of the matter bringing that up was so Matt Ryan fits that description, but everybody kept saying it was because he was washed up. But your only explanation for why a head coach gets fired is because of bad quarterback play, because they don't want to listen to the head coach.
Let me clear it up because I don't think you heard me. I was in and out. I went back and listened to that playback.
All right.
All I said was you got players that's out here, and it doesn't matter the head coach. You just have some players that's uncoachable no matter what you teach them, no matter what you tell them to do. They just
uncomfortable on 1 year.
Who was that, Rodney?
Yeah, that's Ronnie Boyd. Hold on, Rodney. Hold on. Go ahead, T-Money. Get your full thought out, baby.
Nah, so all I'm saying is it's just that, it's no, because I've been around football a while, PPP.
Yes, sir.
It don't matter what you show them or what you teach them. They just don't never grasp it, or just don't even put forth the effort to grasp it. You feel me?
They don't reach that in the NFL, bro. You don't get all the way to the NFL and you say you can't coach a player. There's a reason why they ain't
hold on, Rodney. Let me talk, man. Hold on. I ain't that long.
Hold on, Rodney. Hold on, Rodney. Yeah. Go ahead, T-Money. I'm gonna let you get in there, Rodney.
Yeah. So it's another thing from getting to the NFL off pure talent, and it's another thing from getting drafted when you got drafted off of media talk, dog. You feel?
Okay.
Because no way, and we all can agree on this, that Bryce Young should have went over C.J. Stroud. It's nothing that you can show me that Bryce Young should have went over C.J. Stroud, dog. Okay. We wouldn't be having this conversation if he played like the number 1 overall draft pick. We wouldn't even be talking about this. We'll be talking about what's the next steps to get us to the playoffs. You feel me?
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this question. Now that we have Bryce Young, and now that we've seen a whole year of Bryce Young, we saw a whole year of this coaching staff. My question to you, my brother, is this. On a 3rd and 14, would you be throwing a screen pass to TMJ?
On a 3rd and 14?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I'm looking to go to the field with it.
Okay. Also, on a
prove to me that you that guy.
But hold on. That has nothing to do with Bryce Young. That has something to do with the play coming in. The play came in, and the play was a screen pass to TMJ in the Minnesota game.
Oh, so you're alluding to like an actual play?
Yeah. I'm alluding to actual plays that we. I'm alluding to actual plays that we saw this year, where people have said, "Okay, it's Bryce Young. It ain't the coaches." But all what I've been screaming is the coaching has been the issue, along with a small portion of Bryce Young. And I say a small portion is because Bryce Young was a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
No, he hasn't been in the league for years, like a Matt Ryan and a Tom Brady and all these other people or whatever. So he's following what the coaches are saying. Mm-hmm. And if he's following what the coaches are saying, if the coach called a 3rd and 14 screen pass, he's gonna throw it. Even though you can see, and this is why people say body language. If you go back to that actual play, he was pissed that he had to even throw that ball to TMJ. As soon as he released the ball, he turned around, looked at the sideline, like, why are we even doing this play?
But see, that goes back to a good processor. If you're a good processor, then you take the time and you switch the play, no matter what the coach called, big dog. You feel me? If you feel like, hey, we need to switch this play, you go ahead and do it. That's what the Drew Breeses do. That's what the Tom Brady's of the game do. Stuff like that. Even Cam did it. Hey, if you feel like this is not the right call, then you switch it. They said he was a great processor. I didn't see that. I didn't see none of that this year, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead, T-Money.
My bad. I'm gonna say this though, and I gotta hop off. I'm about to hit the gym. The reason I feel like that he won't succeed this year is because he has to go through a new coaching staff. He has to relearn the playbook, and I don't think Bryce has the time to sit here and relearn a whole different type of scheme. And it's going to cause him to have mistakes this year because he's not going to be all the way equipped to know the whole playbook. This is why he will not succeed. And this organization is not going to give him the time to learn what he needs to learn to be successful in this league. And that's what's going to push him away from Carolina because we are an impatient organization. We have sat here and dealt with bad quarterback after bad quarterback after bad quarterback. We're tired of it. We're trying to go ahead and get our Patrick Mahomes, our Tom Brady for the generation. We're tired of going through this. And this is why I say if he does not prove it this year, the fans in the stadium is going to be screaming, get him out of here. That's what happened with Baker. But the reason Baker he got pushed out is because he was a vet already. You feel me? So this is why he won't succeed. But I'm going to get out of here, big dog. I'm going to step in the chat, dog. Hey, look, good show, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, T-Money, man. You have a good one, man.
You too.
All right. Ronnie Boyd, see Dougie. Y'all can have the floor, man.
I'm going to let Ronnie Boyd go because, me and you can go for a minute. So
yeah. Ronnie Boyd, what's up, man?
What it do, fellas? We all right today?
Man. Hey, man. Trying to put the paint where it ain't, man. How you feeling, man?
Hey, man. It's shocking to me, PPP. Man, we got psychologists that can psychoanalyze a player from in a screen, from being in the stands. How can you determine whether a player got passion by you looking at him? You don't even know him. You don't know his scheme. You don't know his strengths. You don't know his weaknesses. A coach is supposed to determine what a player's strengths are and put him in a position where he can maximize those strengths. When had Rich done that all season? The whole game was played from one pace to the last tick of the clock, the same pace. No adjustments made throughout the game. Nothing different. Everything was vanilla from preseason to the time he was fired. So why are we saying that it's not the coach? The coach don't got nothing to do with a first-year player. I don't give a damn what the media said he was before he came out. That's all of that is marketing, bro, to get him picked. Everybody playing a role in that player going where he want to go. And every player want to go one. I don't give a damn if they rank 53 or the number one player. You know what I'm saying, PP? I don't understand this, bro. Like, you look at what a player is what position he put in when he get there, and what is the foundation when he put there. A house can't stand on a messed up foundation. Bryce was put on the foundation, bro, where he wasn't capable of succeeding. I'm sorry, PPP. I'm passionate, bro. I apologize.
Hey, nah. We gonna drop a bomb on that right there, man. Because listen, everything that you said wasn't one-sided. It was factual.
Exactly, man.
It was factual because if we sit back and we look at where the Carolina Panthers was over the past 6 years, we were a fractured team based on trying to make things happen. We didn't want to tear nothing down, so we try to patch stuff up, almost like getting that spare tire or that donut and trying to ride on that donut and not going out there and getting the big boy Michelins. You know what I mean? Or the Firestones.
Yeah, and they
Stones,
comparing him to veterans, man. They comparing him to guys that's been in the league 3-5 years. They keep throwing out Patrick Mahomes and Brady. Man, them guys was built, man. They didn't come into the league, Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. They were built. Who were they built by? A credible coaching staff. That's who they were built by. And you want to throw Bryce? I ain't looking at his college year. I'm not stuck on college. But a resume matters, bro. When have you ever been able to get a job based on you walking in the door and looking how you look? And them saying, no, we're not going to look at your resume. We just going to hire you, and whatever they say, whatever reference you have, whatever they give us, that's what we going to go with.
No, that's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. And listen, that's my whole point of the matter, man. When we looked at Frank Wright's resume, yeah, he made it to the Super Bowl. He won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Yeah, he was with Indianapolis, Andrew Luck, the other two guys. But the year that he got fired was a midseason firing. And then you bring him in based on the fact that he's from Carolina. You just hired his daughter as the media team specialist. You know, I mean, to me, it wasn't the most advantageous hiring, in my opinion. I would have felt better with Steve Wilkes, man. We run the ball all day long.
He was the better coach, even though he wasn't as tenured as Rich was. Canales tenured. Canales been in the league for over 13 years, bro. Rich been in the league when he got hired. How long had he been in the league? 10 plus years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's the difference?
Yeah. Hey, go ahead, see Dougie.
I'm gonna say this, and people allude to me as being a supporter of Bryce. Yes, I am, but Bryce definitely had a hand in the pot of the season that we had last year. But people have to understand, whenever you have your head coach, your quarterbacks coach, and your running backs coach one is CJ Stroud, And the only the only two coaches that really wanted Bryce Young was supposed to be your offensive coordinator, offensive line coach. You're split already in a coach's meeting. Like I think from we heard in the beginning, they said, well, certain reporters said that you can hear arguing going on upstairs before they even came down for the presser. So when you
Mm-hmm.
look at that, it was already behind the eight ball because you already have confusion amongst coaches. Then again, they already said that Thomas Brown even came out and said when he had his first interview, I just passed off the playbook to the fellas. Then it comes out the first day of training camp, Frank Wright came in and start implementing different plays from the playbook that they had already during the offseason. So it was always Macho Man, or it was too many Chiefs and not enough Indians, or people stepping on people's toes, or again, like they said, survival of the fittest, the Hunger Games. Again, that does not discredit the the responsibility and the play that Bryce had because he did stink it up. But again, when we really look at it, he was brought into a bad situation where there was no alignment, there was no cohesion, and again, the weapons that we had did not fit the scheme. Again, I blame a lot, and we said this yesterday on PPP's live. Scott Fitter, a lot of people want to blame David Temper, they want to blame Frank Wright. I don't really hear a lot of people blaming Scott Fitter as well because Scott Fitter has a lot to do with this because he built this team. Yes, I understand David Temper and Nicole Temper had a hand in it, but your GM did have a lot to do with how bad this team performed. Yes, we had a lot of injuries. Yes, look at the draft picks. We made this point. Yes, that all defensive draft was great, but you don't have any showing of it anymore. It's only one player from that defensive draft. Then look at all the players afterwards. You really don't have anybody else on this roster that we've drafted. Look at all the free agents that we brought in. Nobody's still on this roster. So again, whenever you and I'm going forward and going into now when you have a GM and a head coach that's aligned, no, we have not I mean, we don't know anything yet, but on paper, they're aligned right now. What they're saying, everybody's aligned, everybody's saying the same thing. And one thing that I say, the bad thing about Dave Canales, he's too blunt and too honest. But I'd rather have that. And if the product shows on the field, there's no more complaints.
That's a fact. That's a fact right there, man. I'm Serene. What's up, yo?
What's up, PPP?
Nothing much, man. How you doing this morning, man?
Man, I'm cooling, man. Tapping in with the show.
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yes,
liking
sir.
everything y'all speaking, man. Y'all talking right now for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's your thoughts, man?
Man, I definitely think it was the coaching staff. A lot of folks was biased because we didn't select the quarterback we thought they were going to select. I think a lot of that energy come from that towards Bryce. And they pointed towards Bryce way. I think it's the reason why the leash is so short. I mean, the leash on Bryce is short. And like after 1 year, it's like let's get rid of him. But and that with that being said, I think that's why the coaching staff was overlooked. You know how bad the coaching staff was.
Yeah.
Like Frank Wright, once he realized he was serious about drafting Bryce, he should have been able to adapt his playbook. And I think ultimately that's why he was fired. I think he was stubborn about the situation, and it
Yep.
came to a point to where he was like, "Oh well, like I'm gonna let this ship crash." And Tip got him out of there. And then
Yeah, he did.
another thing, bro. Overlook the fact that CJ Stroud had a cohesive coaching staff.
Yeah.
All of them came from the same coaching tree from under
Yep.
Shanahan. So
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't no snitching behind the other coach back. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? D'Amico Ryans was smart enough to bring the passing coordinator from San Francisco along with him, and he made him the offensive coordinator. So I think all of them knew their roles. They just
Yeah.
had a structured system over there that allowed CJ to thrive. Bryce didn't have that at all. Our coaching staff came from different philosophies. You know what I'm saying? You had Frank Wright. He came from the Eagles and the Colts. Offensive scheme. Thomas Brown. He came from the Rams. I just think none of it gelled. And we got finesse, bro. Like last year at the beginning of the season, they made it seem like we had this all-star coaching staff, but they didn't think
Nope.
So they didn't think about like, hey, will these personalities together? And it didn't, bro. And I think ultimately that's what the problem was. And we
It was
got
like
rid of it.
alpha males. It was a lot
Yeah.
of alpha males.
Yeah. No cohesion with that group last year.
Facts.
Hey, PPP.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna describe what this coaching staff was last year. You ever watch South Park? I know you have. I know.
Yeah,
I don't know why I
yeah,
asked you.
yeah. I watched South Park.
You remember the episode where I can't think of the character's name, but it was three characters. One guy wanted to be tall, the other guy wanted to be a dolphin, and they switched. That's what this coaching
I'm
staff
so,
was,
I'm
bro.
so-
All these different parts put on one human being to think that, oh, we got the greatest coaching staff on earth and nobody on the same page.
yeah,
That's a
yeah,
fact.
yeah. What's up, Quan? Shout out to Uncle Quan, man. If you guys haven't subscribed to Panthers Experience, Uncle Quan, man, make sure you head there as soon as you leave PPP and go subscribe to his channel, man. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, I mean, yo, to be honest with you, that's exactly what it was, man. If you think about it, and listen, I'm with Dougie as well. Like, we're not going to act like Bryce Young was not, a contributor to some of the things that we saw last year. Frank Wright and Thomas Brown wasn't on the field throwing interceptions. All right. He wasn't the one also causing forced fumbles or fumbling the ball. So Bryce Young is going to get his due, as well. But when we look at the totality of the season, we have to listen. If all these past quarterbacks in NFL analysis, when they break down film and they're looking at, well, why are they doing this type of play concept here? If they're saying that, and these guys are wildly successful in what they did, who like why are we saying that it's only on Bryce Young? To me, that throws me off and that throws me for a loop, man.
It's that scapegoat mentality. PPP. They want to assign somebody at fault that's still here because they can't see
Facts.
it with the new coaching staff.
Facts. That's what it is, man. You got to pin it on somebody, man. And unfortunately, they're pinning it on the person who didn't say he wanted to be here in Carolina. Bryce Young did not call them and say, man, you guys better go ahead. You for sure better sign me. he ain't say that. Go ahead, Dougie.
Just keep it a whole thing. It wasn't like Xavier Legette. Xavier Legette let the cat out the bag.
Yeah, he did.
They told me that they wanted me. Like, I still think up till the draft day, Carolina was still split, as we know right now. We were still split.
Yeah.
I think David Temper just put his foot on nets and was like, this is who we're gonna draft. So I do agree with you because at the end of the day, Xavier Legette was the pick. Unlike Bryce and CJ Stroud, I think it was still a toss-up. Again, it was probably a flip of a coin at the very last second. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do. You got to figure it out. And that's the reason why it didn't work because Frank Wright could not coach up Bryce Young. And it's just point blank period. I mean, they just wanted a match made in heaven.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely correct. Hey guys, we're going to continue on until about 12 o'clock noon because I got to be to work at 2:45. I want to change gears real quick, and I want C Dougie to kind of talk to you guys about some things that he got going on. Pretty advantageous for just about everybody that's listening right now. So I'm going to give C Dougie the full stage right now to go ahead and tell you guys what he want to tell you. C Dougie, are you going to share your screen at any point?
Do you want me to share it or are you going to share it?
You can share it.
Okay, let me go to it. Only reason why I'm not going to be able to because I already used the code before. So that's
okay.
Where can you make an account while I talk about it?
Yeah. Actually, I was getting ready to take a call real quick.
Okay,
that's what I was gonna do. Yeah. So go ahead and do it without, if possible, and I'll try to come in once I get the call and we'll move forward.
All right. I appreciate Demetrius letting me we kind of let the cat out the bag yesterday, man. And we were saying how good our father is to us, man. Your boy got a sponsorship with SeatGeek this week. So with that meaning that we got a sponsorship with SeatGeek, we have a promo code where you can use to get a dollar amount off you purchasing any tickets, concert tickets, NFL tickets, NBA tickets, any ticket that you want. We have a code now where we were looking at the Denver game. If you go back to the live yesterday, we were talking about the Denver game. And so I told PPP we let the prices, and literally like for you to sit lower bowl 5th row from the field, it was like $150 with the promo code. So let me see if I can share my screen where you guys, if you guys, I know one thing people also think with Ticketmaster and SeatGeek are in partnership. I know the Panthers use Ticketmaster, but you can still purchase tickets through SeatGeek. And what happens is once you get that ticket, even if it's a Ticketmaster ticket, once you purchase your ticket, you will still get the ticket through SeatGeek. So let me share my screen. Let me see if I'm able to. Let's see. All right. Can everyone see my screen? If they can. Let me see. Oh no, it's not. I gotta let PPP have me give me permission to share my screen. All right, there we go. So the Denver, I'm just gonna pull up the Denver Broncos because that's the game that we were talking about yesterday on the live. So we do play them October 27th. And when PPP comes back up, I'm gonna allow him to actually go through like when we're just going through the motions. All right, let me change the quantity. And so right here, you can sit right here, this close to the field. You get this field level, and as you see, the ticket price is $188. With the promo code "What's Up, Doug," it takes $20 off your ticket price, and you will pay $160 without taxes. But also, the good thing about it with SeatGeek, they have a system where you can pay now and pay a little bit extra with installment payments. And what that means is, as you see right here in the lower bowl is $254. You take the $20 off, you're paying $230. But what you're able to do is you're able to actually have a payment plan where every 2 weeks you only pay a certain amount for 8 weeks. So basically, before the game even starts or the game is in here in October, you already have your ticket paid off. The good thing about this as well, there's no interest if you have a late payment. So you'll be basically paying $63 every 2 weeks for over 8 weeks. So basically 4 weeks, you'll have your ticket paid off here if you want to go to the Denver Broncos game. Let me look at let me look at the New Orleans Saints game, our week 1 game. All right. New Orleans Saints. One ticket. So I was telling PPP the section that I'm in when we go to this game is 107. I'm literally, I think I'm right here. But as you can see, for being in the same section as 107, you're basically in the quarter of the end zone. It's 180. Then you take the promo code of What's Up, Dub, take the $20 off. You're at 160. You do checkout, be 220. Then again, if you want to pay it all the way at the top, you'll go ahead and do that or up front. And then if you want to do the payments, installments, again, there's the option of that, man. So again, once PPP comes up, we're definitely going to try to go through the motion so you guys can see it. And definitely, if you're interested, we got nothing but time to definitely let you guys know exactly how the process goes. I am going to be pushing it on my channel as well, and going through more examples for you guys if anybody is interested. Again, all you got to do is just type in the code "What's Up, Doug," and then you get your $20 off for your first time using SeatGeek.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen, shout out to C Dougie, man. Hey, C Dougie, put the code inside of the chat for everybody. And I'm actually getting my SeatGeek sign up right now for, because, you know, listen, it's all about supporting, you know, each other, man. And this is actually a congratulatory, you know, situation here for C Dougie, you know. being sponsored by SeatGeek, man. So congratulations on that, man. And listen, it's gonna be much more coming real soon. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's gonna be a whole lot more coming up real soon, man. Especially with, in my opinion, the great season that we're going to put together this season, with Bryce. And I think it's going to be more things that's going to come to Carolina Panthers as well as content creators. So, yeah, man. I just wanted to drop that. So y'all make sure that y'all take that code. See, Dougie just put it inside the chat. That's the code right there to get the $20 off on your seats with SeatGeek using C Dougie's code. All right. Much love, man. Yeah. Hey, Uncle Quan, what's up, man? How you doing, man? See, they go fish ball. They go fish ball, right?
Here you go.
There you go, man. But yeah, hey, listen, everything that you said, Ronnie Boyd. I see we got Villain Trucker back on the stage. Villain Trucker, you want to rebut something that you heard?
Oh, yes, sir. I mean,
go ahead, my brother.
Just like you said at the end of your statement, Mr. Boyd, it was your passion seeping through. You can't hide your passion. It's going to seep through.
I'm gonna let you
Your
finish.
passion is good. Your passion is going to come through. It ain't about, somebody being a psychologist and reading all of that.
But that's
you can
what
see
y'all doing when y'all say
No. All
when
right.
y'all say he don't have no passion, bro. That's what y'all doing, PPP. I'm sorry, G. Go ahead, man. I apologize.
Nah. Because blatantly, outright, it's gonna show. If you ain't got it, or if it's just a job or it's just something that you're doing,
How
you're
can
gonna
you
have
how can you get it, G, when you learning on the job, bro? And your supervisor or manager ain't in tune with your strengths. How can you get it?
bruh, like I said, it seeps through. Cam Newton's rookie year, and I'm just using Cam because he's the only quarterback of ours that we can go back to and reference. Cam's rookie year, all those press conferences where everybody was talking about he's a crybaby and this, that, and the third. That was just his passion of wanting to win coming out. He was more, how can I say, willing to let that show or let that out of his bag. But if we go to another instance, the meme that goes around where it was in the fourth quarter, and I forget who we were playing, but I believe it was the Saints. They took the lead, and he ain't say nothing. It was just the camera was on his face, and he just shook his head like, "Yeah,
No,
I'm about to do this."
That was the Giants. That was the
right.
Josh Norman and Odell Beckham, fallout, man, game. So after Odell Beckham got the touchdown off of Josh Norman,
Okay.
he was grabbing in the middle of the field, and that's what Cam Newton was like, "All right, cool, I got you. Yep, Giants."
But you see, it isn't always about physical or being demonstrative with your actions. You can just see it. If you ever played the game and you've been down and you just know within yourself where the team gets together, and it ain't always got to be words spoken. It's just that look and that feeling, and you want to make a play. You don't get that from this guy. You never had.
Because he don't show his emotions, bro. He's not an emotional. You can't look at his face and tell if he
It's not.
uneasy. You
It's not
can't.
about.
And he's not rattled, bro. He's never
It's
rattled.
not about. It's not, see. That's what I'm saying. It's not. Cam wasn't rattled in that sense. It was just
He
I'm
was,
about to go
bro.
out here. It was I'm about to go out here and I'm about to make it happen. Regardless of what the score looks like, we're going to come together and we're going to get this done.
What was the number one issue with the media and Cam? It wasn't that he was a rah-rah guy. It was that he showed his emotions. When they was losing, he showed their emotions. He showed his emotions that he was disappointed.
We're
You
not. We
can't
don't. I
show
don't care.
your
But see,
emotions,
that's the
bro.
whole. That's the whole point. Don't nobody on that field care about the media. It's about
Yes, they
us.
do, bro. The media
No,
matters,
they
bro. The
don't. No,
media putting out
the
information on
media
you
don't
every
matter.
week, bro. Come
If
on,
they
bro.
putting out something bad, oh well.
Bro, that
I'm
determines
saying
how a
if you
person.
talk,
Come on,
that's why
dog.
Cam showed up. That's why Cam showed up to the Super Bowl in the outfit he had on. I gives a what anybody say.
Cause that's his personality. That's who you are, bro. That's personality, bro. That's not him trying
I'm
to go
saying.
against the media. That's his personality. How Bryce reacts.
You think Patrick? All right, now we're gonna broaden it up. You think Patrick Mahomes care about the media?
Bruh, he
You
done
think
proved
you
he
think
don't
you
have to care
you
about
you
the
think
media no
Josh
more. He done
Allen?
already proved himself.
Do you really think? Do you really think Josh Allen cares about the media? Not if they
Bruh,
don't hear. Not saying they don't hear the media. Do you think they really care about the media at the end of the day?
yes, those are
When it comes
the
down to them,
media matters, bro.
when it comes down to them, when it comes down to them and trying to make a play on the field, do you think they hear about he be pressing the ball too much
When they on the
and he has
field,
too
it
many
don't matter.
interceptions?
When they're on the field, it don't matter.
All
They
right, then
focus
that's
is
what I'm
the
talking
game.
about. I'm talking
When
about. I'm talking about him on the field. The focus being the game. You do not see that passion to win out of him.
he ain't been,
You
bro.
don't. And I'm not saying he got to be
That's
up in
not
everybody's
his
face. You did this
personality,
wrong.
bro.
You did that wrong.
That's not his
That's what I'm
personality, bro.
saying.
You not gonna see that.
And
You gonna see him
you,
show it on the field, bro.
Hey, villain,
he
villain,
don't
can I
show
ask you
nothing.
this
He don't
one?
show nothing on the field. Yeah, go ahead. Go
He
Hey,
ahead.
ain't
Go
got
ahead. Go
this
ahead.
far. He ain't showing
hey,
it.
villain trucker, let me ask you this question because my brother Quan, we did a live yesterday on this.
Sup, Quan?
How
Hey,
do
what's
you?
going on, fellas?
What's up, fam?
Grand Rising, man.
Hey, how would you say this, villain? When Cam, you knew when Cam was up or down, and what I mean by that, even when Cam pouted more than a baby not getting a bottle. Cam pouted very bad, and the media talked about it. That's when Cam changed his demeanor on the sideline. Cam is a
Mm, I wouldn't
yes.
say he. I never looked at it as him pouting.
Huh?
I said I never looked at him pouting. I never looked at it as him pouting.
Okay, so so so
That
so
was
you telling
that
so
was
I mean
that was that was more so like Tom Brady cussing on his way to the locker room after
so
every
so
time we
so
beat him at the bank.
so Vin, let me make this point. So you telling me when Cam, we seen Cam tell players don't come to him right now, or he needs time, or he throws a towel over his head, or he throws his helmet. It's passion, but he also pouted a lot. Again, like I said, passion and
That's not
pouting.
pouting. That's
Okay.
not pouting though.
Hey,
I'm saying if you upset and you need a second, that's understandable. All of us do that. So to look at
Get in the
another man and say he
game,
pouting
bro.
about it, I'm
You
saying
can't
to
show
look at
that in
another
the
man,
game.
yeah,
Can't
you
show that.
can.
No,
hey,
you can't, bro.
If you need a second to lock back in and get back right,
You supposed to be
that's what you
right.
need.
The game is on the line, bro. You telling me he ain't right when the game going on? He need a minute when the game going on?
Hey, for all of that you say, and even with using the same one I use, look at who led the league in comebacks during his time playing, and then tell me that he not do what he needed to do to get back focused.
Bruh.
hey, before y'all go on a rant about Cam Newton, man.
Nah,
Both
yeah,
of
yeah,
y'all got
yeah.
a point. Both of y'all got a point, man. Like shout out to Doug, man. We actually had a discussion on this last night, and I'm not gonna lie, man. PPP. Surprisingly, man, I had a little bit of side eye with Bryce Young after I read an article. But we had a hell of a discussion last night, man. Y'all brought plenty of different perspectives, but basically what we got out of it, man, it is different types of leaders. And you know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
starting to question, like, okay, if Bryce Young is not going to take on the vocal leadership role, you know what I'm saying? What is he here for? But you know what I'm saying? We had that discussion where it was like, okay, we did see Bryce Young show a little bit of flashes of leadership. You know what I'm saying? When he was on the sideline, you know what I'm saying, gathering around the whole offense, telling them to get their shit together and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We saw the passion on the field. When he was leading us on those comeback drives with Atlanta, with Houston, and even when he tried to attempt it with Green Bay. But basically, man, long story short, it is different types of leaders. Bryce Young may not be that vocal leader, and that can be an issue for most fans because, you know what I'm saying, most fans just want to see that passion. Most fans want to see their quarterback getting hyped. You know what I'm saying? You see Mahomes every Sunday, you know what I'm saying, getting lit, and as a result, that team is rallying around him. But you also got quiet assassins like Jalen Hurts, who also, you know what I'm saying, you don't really see him be as expressive as like other quarterbacks. And it still
Right.
works out for him. You still got guys rallying around him and stuff like that, man. So Bryce Young in specific, he's just a different kind of leader. Of course, you know what I'm saying, you hear it in different press conferences and stuff with different players. Guys rally around him. They do believe in Bryce Young. I mean, we don't know what's going on around that locker room. You know what I'm saying? We don't see the chemistry that's being built. But regardless, due to the fact, I mean, Bryce Young is a leader. He is a leader, man. And he's going to lead this team. Yeah, we don't really see him, you know what I'm saying, be that vocal leader. You know what I'm saying? I personally would like to see him be a vocal leader, but at the same time, that doesn't really translate to the play on the field, man. Like, as long as you handling your business on the field, the guys will follow. So, you know what I mean? Y'all both got a point regardless, man.
I've never heard that Bryce Young wasn't a leader, bro. There's one thing I ain't heard. I don't think he could get this far in his tenure, bro, as far as a athlete, bro, going from one spot to the next, going from Alabama. Bro, you can't be no timid person going in no football. Bro, you can't. And you cannot be the quarterback and be timid. I've never heard that he wasn't a leader, bro. I've heard that he's not a vocal leader. And there's, like you said, G, it's more than one way to lead, bro. Allow the man to lead his way, bro. He's not Cam Newton. He's not Patrick
I'm not.
Mahomes. He's not Tom Brady. Quit comparing him to anomalies. Those
I'm not
players, bro.
saying that.
But you bringing their names up as though that's an accurate comparison. Those
As
players, bro,
examples.
are one of one players, bro. Compare him to somebody, dog, that had issues their first year as a quarterback, bro. And they overcame. What's the use of having keep pounding if we ready to throw somebody out the first year? We not even
Oh, I never
standing
said
next
throw
to
him
our
away.
muncher.
I never said throw him away.
But
That was never
that's
that's
the
never been
narrative.
my
He a
stance.
bust. That's the narrative, bro. I've been hearing, bro.
Nah,
After his
I
first year,
mean,
he a bust.
see, that's the
Hey,
type of quarterback.
real
Yeah, yeah.
quick, guys. If y'all enjoying this content, man, go ahead and show some love in the super chat, man. Grab a super sticker. The Cash App and the Venmo is down at the bottom of the screen, man. If you guys are enjoying it, just like Deezy just did, man. Shout out to Deezy, man, for that super chat. Deezy, what's up, bro?
Hey, fellas, I appreciate the content, G. I gotta go, PP, man. I want to stick around, G, but I gotta put my priorities ahead right now. So,
Nah. Do your thing, man. Put your priorities ahead, my brother. We appreciate you, man.
One
Yeah.
love,
man,
man.
all
One love.
love, bro.
Fact.
All love, G. All love, man.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Hey,
man. Hey,
PPP,
listen.
did it?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Kwan. I mean, go ahead, Dougie.
Did it? Did you put it in?
Let me go ahead and do that right now. I actually was working on some stuff for work. Let me go ahead and do that. I'm gonna log in right now. Let's see
Yeah,
here.
I would say this, like the whole leader thing again. Quan made a good point yesterday about a quarterback that I love, and I'm glad I got Deezy's in the chat because it's his quarterback. Lamar Jackson wasn't a vocal leader when he first came into the league. Really, Lamar Jackson had to develop that skill. And again, that's one thing that players do. You have skill sets that you develop. I'll give an example, and I hate doing this because it's a video game, but we've all played Madden on here. You know those traits that you get based off of experience, stats, and leadership?
Yeah.
It's the same way in real life. You're a leader, but you develop traits throughout, the older you get and the more experience you have. And like I alluded to last night, we all work here. You're not the same person that you are that whenever you came into a job or organization day one. You bring in traits that they hire you for, but then year 2 or year 3, you develop even more traits going into experience at that job. You're not supposed to be the same person that you were day 1 in this year 3. That's no growth. It does not really happen. You either develop bad traits or you develop good traits. So for me, like I said, I honestly think Bryce is a leader. I think the vocal will come with success. You have trust in your coach. Your coach has trust in you. But I honestly do think the players do trust Bryce. And one thing, like I alluded to last night, Bryce didn't blame one player last year when they asked him questions. He took blame for everything.
He did.
Whenever you had Jonathan Mingo running off in the sideline and he's throwing him the ball, he didn't throw Jonathan Mingo underneath the butts. Whenever his offensive line let him get used and abused going into that week against Minnesota, he didn't throw his team underneath the bus. He took ownership. And that's part of being a leader as well. Taking ownership whenever you don't need to take ownership.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. And those things should be looked at. That's why I kind of understand the body language or the body, language type of stuff that Villain Trucker still on. That was Ronnie
Yeah.
Boyd that said he had to go. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand it. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, because at the same token, man, I've seen someone that went out there and performed well in multiple games that was past week 5 or week 6 that you alluded to. So I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure about that. I don't. In the Atlanta game, he sure did look like he wanted to win that game.
Mm-hmm.
He like
How
he wanted
so?
to win. The last drive proved it in the rain, making plays, getting the ball in the field goal range. That's not someone that has body language. That has someone that has the mindset that they want to try to win this game. And I think Bryce Young came into every game like that and finished every game like that. That's just my opinion. I mean, even him in the Jacksonville game getting crushed by Jared Allen. I mean, getting crushed. bro stayed out there. Eddie Pinheiro was on the sideline.
I guess y'all ain't never really seen it.
Seen what?
I mean, like I say, it's not necessarily a vocal thing. I mean, yeah, being vocal needs to come as you know what I'm saying, have more confidence in yourself, as you become more secure with yourself and what you're capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the league goes, I wish he had more of it now, but like you say, that should come as he matures in the league.
So I'm gonna ask you. Go ahead, my bad. Villain Trucker, go ahead.
But I mean, there's just a certain demeanor that you have when you love what you're doing and you're not going, you know what I'm saying, when you want to put it on your shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it doesn't have to be vocal. It doesn't have to be said. It doesn't have to be expressed, you know what I'm saying, and throwing the helmet or anything like that. But your people can just feel it on you.
So Villain, can I ask you this quick question? When have you, before we drafted Bryce, did you watch or did you really know anything about Bryce Young?
Yeah, I watched him play Jaden Daniels, the LSU game.
Okay.
And
so
I
watched
didn't get that.
So you watched the game. Okay. Back in high school, do you know anything about Bryce Young?
Nah, I don't keep up with Cali sports like that.
Well, no. It's cool. It's cool because there's a series called Quarterback. I hope Quan can hear me. I think it's QB1. And
yeah, it's QB1.
It's called QB1. You can if you got Hulu, I think Tubi has it, and I don't know. I'm not sure if Netflix has it. I know it's kind of
on Tubi, Doug.
Okay, it's on Tubi. That particular series shows you the type of leader Bryce was. And what I mean by this is Bryce head coach in high school even said Bryce wasn't a vocal leader. On the episodes, he comes out and says it. Bryce is not a vocal leader. Bryce is a quiet leader that shows by play. So
I get that.
So with his play not being bad, or his play being bad, how can you expect him to be vocal and he knows everybody's blaming him? The point that I'm making with that is you have to understand that why do we want Bryce to be something that he's not? Again, I like the point that you said, Villain. He can grow into that. There's no problem with growing into being a vocal leader. Because again, most vocal leaders that we have now, faces of the team, they weren't that vocal coming in year one. Cam was, because Cam was that at Auburn. Again, Cam Newton was a generational energy juice type of player. Mike Vick wasn't like that. I'm just going to throw some quarterbacks out there. Tom Brady wasn't like that. Peyton Manning wasn't like that. Cam was a generational quarterback that brought the energy with him. And that's what I'm saying. Bryce can develop into that. He probably won't live up to the caliber or the energy that Cam has, but trust me, you're going to see more of that passion, more of that vocal leadership when it's needed.
Hey, real quick, fellas, man, before y'all go, man, I'm about to get up out of here and hit the gym, man. I appreciate y'all having me on the panel, man. It's always a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Man, appreciate you, Quan, man. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'm about to hit the gym too, man. Hey, listen, I'm about to be a skinny.
Get it in, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm about to be a skinny squad pretty soon, man. Yeah. All right, man. I'll catch you, Quan.
All right, one love, fellas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm not even gonna lie, man. I hear what you're saying, Villain Trucker. Man, it's it's just hard for me to put that stamp on a guy who I know came into man. That's almost like Villantroy. That's almost like this, man. That's almost like you going to a trucking company, man, and them boys saying, "Well, shoot, you've been driving for the past 13 years, driver." He said, "Why you didn't know that you had to go ahead and get that that BOL sign or whatever, man?" But then you got someone your trainer say, "Oh man, you ain't got to sign no BOLs, man. You good. Just go ahead and
that's not for me. That's not a good situation.
Okay.
I mean, first day, like I've been driving for 5 years. My whole thing with the training aspect of it.
Yeah.
Once I learned how to back the truck up, and once I got my CDL,
Yeah.
I ain't need training. I'm talking about like the 4-week school.
Yeah, no. But I'm saying, but this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Your trainer tells you that you ain't got to sign your bill of lading whenever you get to your shipper. All right? You don't do it. You come back, you bring the paperwork, and then you got someone else telling you, why you ain't get the bill of lading signed? Well, my trainer told me I ain't had to do it. You see what I'm saying? Now listen, you a 13-year vet, but you got multiple people telling you different things. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you function in that? And then they're gonna blame you, but you was told what to do. Because it ain't the Bryce Young Panthers, it's the Carolina Panthers.
Facts.
So Bryce Young is subject to whatever he is told.
So and no. Because we got. I mean,
what's the no?
All right, you remember the Minnesota game where he started calling all those audibles out of the blitz package when they kept dropping the single safety down on the end and they were bluffing half the time?
No, they was rushing the hell out of him, Villa.
Nah, I mean he got rushed sometimes, but the safety was just coming down on his own because he knew what they were going to check to.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They found out being outside. Minnesota pulled out the blueprint how to stop Bryce. They put 8 in the box, and they were like, "We're going to shut down the run. We're going to press the wide receivers at the line and make Bryce beat us." You know what I mean? That's for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, half the time he checked to the, he checked to that little screen pass to the outside
to the running back. Yeah.
Hey,
it was off a look. I mean, like Frank tried to cover for him. He said he checked to the right play. That's what we had in store. You know what I'm saying? They were blitzing.
So fact was, can I ask you this though? With that Minnesota game, how can we really trust our offensive line? And they weren't even getting coached up in practice because James Campen was going to the principal's office every single day.
Yeah. Hold on, right before you answer that, shout out to Shannon Tyler for that super sticker, man. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And that's another thing too, right, Dougie? What player? Let's be honest, right? Morale wise, why would you want to play hard for a coach you know is a rat that's going to go behind other coaches' backs to make themselves look good to their come on now,
Nick? That's what I'm getting at because again, when you look at it,
everyone loves to say, my fault, Dougie. Everyone loves to say this, that, and the third, but put yourself in that situation. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want to tell those people that be saying that about Bryce. Put yourself in that situation and put 20, 30 other players in that situation. They're going to look at it, more than half of them are going to look at it like me and your perspective. Dougie, why would we want to play hard for someone who's like that? You know what I mean? You showed what type of person you are, type shit.
So I would say this, and I'm going to allude to a player.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Nick. Check the private chat real quick, Nick. Go ahead, see Dougie.
Okay.
Got you, my fault.
The part that I'm an advocate for Icky, and I know PPP gonna laugh because I was talking about the whole look at Icky running or look how Icky's agile. One thing, just like Bryce, he still has to play, but when he's not able to be coached up, and yes, his rookie, basically the second part of his rookie season, everybody in the NFL was saying, "Oh, Icky's gonna be this great left tackle." So going into year 2, he still should have been progressing up and trending up. But James Campen basically let his still young left tackle down
he stunted his growth.
Thank you. That's it, Nick. Go ahead. You said it for. Thank you.
Now, that was literally it. He stunted his growth. That's all I was gonna say. He stunted his growth, bro. Yep. Facts.
Real Talk Perez, what's up, man?
What's popping?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. Just trying to put the paint where it ain't, man. How you feeling today, man? Happy Friday.
Thank you. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm hearing y'all talk about Bryce Young.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Talking about leadership, right? So I want to get my 2 cents on it.
Okay.
So I hear, well, first of all, I think everybody agrees that no matter who you are, you can always grow into a leader. The more and more comfortable you get, whether it's the system or just, more comfortable you get with your fellow partners and, teammates and stuff, you just become a leader because you get more comfortable. Technically, you do not have to be a vocal leader. Obviously, everybody would like you to be a vocal leader because it just looks good. But technically, you don't have to be a vocal leader. But I look at it like pretty much everything else is there's levels to it, right? The more vocal you are, the more hardcore of a leader you are, the less you kind of need from other leaders on the team, right? You get someone like Tom Brady, he gonna make sure everybody on the offense is right. He gonna make sure everybody on the defense is right. Like you know what I'm saying? You don't need as many leaders, but you get more quiet leaders. He might make sure the O line is right, but you might need a wide receiver to make sure that all the wide receivers are right. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends on the team. I'm more than sure he will grow and become a leader in his own way. I mean, everybody does, and if you're the quarterback, it kind of comes with the territory. But I think he's just gonna have to take some time, and I also do think that the fact that I don't want to say struggling, but he's learning into his down self. He's trying to get his situation taken care of, and that's the way I am. I'm a big time leader when it comes to my job, but if I don't feel like I know everything I need to know first, I'm not gonna correct nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to make sure I feel completely comfortable because I don't want to feel like a hypocrite. So I definitely could see him maybe taking a leap, maybe in the middle of the season, maybe in the beginning of the season after he feels real good at training camp. And because again, I know Dave Canales, and he's gonna have some easy plays. He's gonna have some really good plays for Bryce. I think he's gonna take a jump this year. I don't know how big, but I think he will take a jump this year, and that might give him the confidence he needs to be a more vocal leader.
Real quick, because I like what homie just said. Real talk, Perez. Word too. Here's the way I look at it, right? Because I was talking about this with my uncle the other day, and he brought a good point up to me. Because I was like, are leaders born, or could you be grown and groomed and be taught how to be a leader? I was always the one that said leaders are born, but then my uncle made a really good point. Granted, it's a different sport, but basketball, right? I don't know if you guys follow basketball. The late great Kobe Bryant. What was his thing in the beginning, right? Everyone said he was a great player, but he was selfish, self-centered, didn't care about his teammates. After Kobe's changed his number and after Kobe got Pau Gasol, that's where you saw the leadership change, right? And I think Kobe's leadership is what brought the Lakers, obviously his play, but his leadership, how he led, is what translated into his second stint without Shaq and them getting those championships. And I think that through time, you can become a leader because now Bryce went through one season and now, he could look back at it and be like, okay, this was a situation where I could have did a better job leading, for example, week 6, whatever. I should have looked at this situation and handled it like this instead of the way I did. You know what I mean? And then growing from that in year 2. And then there's going to be an instance in year 2 where he may look back at the end and be like, that game week 13 or against the Bucs, I should have did this and said this and tried to rally up this. You know what I mean? Through years and through just like everything in life, you go through an experience, you just try to learn from it.
That's the word I want you to
want to learn. You just want to learn from it.
That's the word. I mean? That's the word. It's experience. Again, and I know. I'm trying to see. I think Real Talk Perez. We were just talking about Dave Canales. He said we were talking about leadership. I think it transitioned into because the whole conversation that we had yesterday about Bryce being a leader. But again, leadership skills are developed. And I think everybody, again, as us being Panther fans, I think Cam Newton has did an injustice to any after him if they don't have that mojo or that juice that he had. Because again, sometimes that juice did get Cam in trouble. Sometimes Cam would throw an arid pass. Sometimes Cam will have multiple interception games. And yes, we still won some of those games, but as fans, I know we were upset when you had a Smitty down street down the field, or you had a Greg Olsen open and Cam threw a pick. One thing that I will give credit to Bryce is even when Bryce is down bad, he doesn't change. His face, I mean, he may hung his head, but you don't see him yelling. You don't see him going off for anybody. It's the same way. He's even killed. And I asked a question yesterday. Would you rather have a quarterback that's even killed even when we're good and we're winning, or you'll have a quarterback that's like a heartbeat going up and down?
Give me the guy who who's gonna be the same no matter
Thank
what.
you.
Like, you know
Thank
who
you.
I love? Like, as far as like Eli Manning, bro. That's how, like, no funny, like that's how I want my quarterback to carry himself. Never gets too high, never gets too
Facts.
low. He just stays the
Facts.
Well,
same no matter what.
it's
He's the
it's
same.
all the same. It's all the same. Whether you show your emotions or you don't show your emotions, you could be born with leadership, because I do believe some people are born to be leaders and some people grow into being leaders. It's all the same. But if you're growing into a leadership, the one thing that breeds leadership is necessity, right? You need to get this win. You're tired of somebody messing up. Someone has to step up and raise their voice and say, "Hey, we got to stop doing this. We keep doing this. This is not right." Levante David, one of our leaders in our defense, was never a vocal leader. Even now, he's not really technically a vocal leader. But when the defense gets in a rut, he's the one that's like, "Bro, I'm not going back to being the old Bucks. Get your shit together." Like, he does that. You know what I'm saying? We've had him do that a few times. And it's a necessity. It's not that he wants to be a leader. He just don't want to go back to looking like the old Bucks. So out of necessity, I'm going to say something, because if I don't say something, who else is going to say something? You know what I'm saying? So sometimes necessity of just being bad, or just not doing what you don't want to do no more. You don't want to be that team no more. You don't want to look like this no more. You don't want to play like this no more. That necessity of someone needs to step up might just be what you guys need. And then he steps up and says what he got to say. All of a sudden, now he has a role, you know? Different ways, different things happen.
Facts. Big facts. There's different types of leaders. You know what I mean? Drew Brees was a rah-rah quarterback, right? It worked for him. It depends who you are. And you're like, Drew Brees was that guy who always who would get the players hyped, and that was his style of leadership, and that's him. Some guys are just soft-spoken guys, and they're not gonna really be all rah-rah and stuff. But when they speak, players listen to them. Now Bryce needs to be that type of person where, like, when he does speak, he needs to demand that respect from his
Right.
players. You know what I
This
mean?
is the same argument that they have with coaches, right? Oh, you should have a coach that's in your face, or no, you have to have a nice coach, right? They said the same thing with Tony Dungy, right? He's too nice. He doesn't get in people's face. He doesn't yell at the players.
Exactly,
Like,
right?
it,
Yep.
it don't matter. The biggest thing that is if you really paid attention, the most important thing, whether you're talking about leaders, whether you're talking about coaches, leaders of men, whatever, the biggest thing is not how you do it. It's if you're being true to who you are. Just don't be fake. Don't be who you are
Exactly.
not. If you are who you are, whether it's yelling at somebody or calmly pulling someone to the side and
Yeah.
calmly talking, you get the respect, and
Real
that's
quick,
all that matters.
because I got to jump out. Perez, let me just piggyback off what you just said. There's a dude on 99.9 The Fan. It's a Charlotte podcast radio. They talk about the Panthers, and he said something that Perez just said, very interesting, right? Close my door because the train going by. He was like, players sniff out that fakeness, right? He made an example. He's like, if a new teammate comes in the locker room and a few of the teammates are talking about rap, right? And the teammate that comes in isn't really a rap guy. He's a country guy. And they ask him, and he goes to them, he's like, "Oh, I love rap." You know what I mean? What's the first thing the teammates are going to say? "Oh, who are your favorite rappers?" You know what I mean? Now, the person who's lying, now he's, players sniff out that fakeness, bro. Don't be something you're not at the end of the day. Don't pretend to be something you're not as far as a player, as far as a leader, because teammates will sniff that out. And then if they see that you're being fake, they're not going to rock with you. You know what I mean? So that just builds a bad chemistry. So Bryce just got to stay true to himself, be him. Whatever works for him, have it work, and hopefully the guys just rally around him. Because at the end of the day, the quarterback is the leader. So they got to rally around him. He's the one that got to rally the troops.
Hey guys, real quick, man. Shout out to Atlanta Boy and In Quantum for joining the stage, man. How y'all doing, fellas?
What's going on,
brother?
man?
Good morning, gentlemen.
How y'all doing, man?
Hey, man, we hanging in
guys?
there, man. Trying to put the paint
So-
where it ain't, you know. Talk
Solid
y'all
panel.
man.
I could dip out and go back to work. Y'all fellas be easy. Much love.
All right, Nick. Appreciate
All
you,
right,
Nick.
Nick. Be
Yes,
smooth,
sir.
homie.
Yes,
So
sir.
I
Yes, sir.
so I got something to chime in real.
Atlanta Boy, we lost you there, man. Okay,
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So I just want to chime in on the thing about, the whole even kill thing, right? You're saying that you want your players to be even killed. I mean, that's cool and all, right? But when it comes to like coaches, I don't like my coaches to even kill, right?
Okay.
Because I had a coach that was even killed, and I watched a quarterback get demolished and headhunted on national TV, and he just looked with that same stale face. And it just kind of pissed me off because it was like you're supposed to be like raising hell, cussing out the referees to protect your player. And then everybody on the sideline is going off of your demeanor. You know what I'm saying? So if you try to be cool and you trying to keep, everybody else cool, what does that say about the whole thing as far as like, being able to like show that you give a fuck? That to me shows like you nonchalant. You don't give a damn. You like it is what it is type of mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, Atlanta Boy, real quick. Hey, check the back chat real quick for me if you can. But yeah, I agree with you, man. Also, shout out to Young Mellow, man, for taking up space on my chat, man. He done went down from $5 to $2. But nevertheless, appreciate you, my boy.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think sometimes we mistake calmness for not having passion. Because you could be calm and still have passion. You could be calm and not care, right? I think a lot of people, as Bucs fans, have made that mistake with Todd Bowles. Oh, he don't show any emotions, this and that, and blah blah blah. Because you don't see Todd Bowles like Bruce Arians. You'll see him throw things in the air and like cuss people out and raise his hands and blah blah blah. You see him go off. Bruce Arians, you don't see that, right? So a lot of Bucs fans are like, oh, I don't like that. He don't show no emotions. He's just blah 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 on the sidelines. And then when you hear him with the reporters, it's the same thing. He's calm. You don't, oh, well, we just got to do this better, blah, blah, blah. It's like no emotions. He's not mad at nobody. But you hear a mic'd up player, right? When you have those mic'd up videos, you hear a mic'd up player next to Todd Bowles, and you hear Todd Bowles like, what the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Like, do this. Like, what
Hey,
like,
real top Perez, do me one favor before you finish. Do me one favor. Just check the back chat for me real quick before you finish out, okay?
Okay.
All right. Appreciate that, man. In Quantum, what's up, man?
What's happening, PPP? Man, I have a couple of points of emphasis I'd like to jump in on, if I may.
Yeah.
Let me just address what the last topic here about the demeanor, the on sideline demeanor of the coaching staff, and I would assume that you're referring to Frank Reich and his facial expressions and so forth and so on.
Yeah.
Well, we all know. I think Frank Reich, man, he had a specific type of demeanor on his face because I think he was himself very disgruntled, but behind the scenes, if it's any consolation based upon what he said about how those meetings were going between Tepper and the guys in the back that we didn't get to witness, I believe they were some pretty heated exchanges back there. And I believe by the time that Bryce was rounding out the season, I don't think he cared as much because I think he saw the writing on the wall. He probably knew he was going to get axed. And I can pretty much see it in his face. A man that's like devoid of any capacity to respond or to even defend himself at that point. You can look at his expression. You can look at his body language. He clearly was disgruntled. He was not in a position to exert his authority at Bryce because obviously Tepper clipped his wings. He couldn't do much there. So I don't think he cared much by that. And then the second point I'd like to make here about Canales and what he can do with Bryce. Well, there's two things there. First, okay, and one being debatable and one not being debatable at all. Which one do you want to hear first?
Let's do the debatable one.
Okay, so the debatable one is my credence. My personal credence is that I believe Dave Canales is going to take Bryce to another height. I think he's going to sharpen that sword and find something within him that I don't think Bryce had the support with last season because of the interior dialogue between the coaches last season that was not translating to his personal development and did not put him in the best chance to be protected, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I think that can be debatable, what I think. That doesn't hold much weight. But I can tell you something that is not debatable and no one can debate. It's
just so you know, I can confirm that for you.
Okay, good. All right, so here's the deal. What cannot be debated is the fact that Dave Canales and what he has done, he's only succeeded. He has not failed. His system and the way he approaches things has not failed yet. Regardless if we like it or not. We may not like him, but he has not failed yet. Every stop he's made on the NFL coaching tour or carousel or whatever you like to call it, he's been 100% successful in it, and he's only elevated through the ranks. He's not been demoted yet. He hasn't been fired yet. His quarterbacks have all excelled at every level he's played at or he's coached at thus far. So why do we believe that it would not help Bryce look better than it did last season? I would open up that floor to anyone to debate that because
I would love to talk that.
Man, hey, in Quantum, everything that you said was absolutely correct. That's why I titled this thing I Was Wrong. Because everything you said just now, you can't debate it, man.
First off, I want to apologize to the panel and everybody. I didn't know that.
You good. Don't worry about it. You good.
But I want to say this: the part that you said.
Hold on, real talk. In Quantum, was you done with what you were saying?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm done. I yield the floor. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, so I wanted to, like I said earlier, confirm what he was saying. It is debatable, right? He could debate it, but I would like to confirm and say that I think more than likely it's true. Now, how good is he going to make Bryce? That's the part that I believe is debatable. But I do think he will make Bryce competitive, right? I do think he will help make things a lot easier for Bryce as far as what he's going to go through with Dave Canales. If he was to go back to what he had to go through last year that just happened, I think he would even be a better quarterback to do that, right? I don't know if you get what I'm saying. What Dave Canales is going to do for him this year, it's going to make him a better quarterback. It's going to slow the game down for him. It's going to make him see plays easier. It's going to make him see windows easier. It's going to make things that he has to do as a quarterback easier to do. There's going to be little tricks and little things that's going to make it very easy for Bryce, which is going to make him look competent. It's going to make him look like you actually have an offense and you can compete. I will say this, because again, we had Dave Canales, and I've said this to any Panther fan that will listen to me. I do not believe he is ready to be a head coach. I barely believe he's ready to be an offensive coordinator. The problem that I think you guys will run into with Dave Canales is that he has a problem with adjusting. He doesn't trust his eyes when it comes to adjusting as a play caller. His play designs and his plays are chef kiss. It's great, beautiful, easy for quarterbacks, easy to run. It's when the opposing team says, we're not going to let you do this. It takes Dave a while to say, okay, they're stopping us from doing this. What can we do to answer back? It takes him a while to get that.
Brother. I don't mean to interject. Let me ask you something real quick. Are you referring to Dave Canales' ability to shift halftime going into third quarter? Is that what you're talking about? Adjustments?
Just whether it's halftime, whether it's during the game, whether it's the game plan itself. Like, we've seen Dave literally throw away a whole game for us because he's trying to run the ball and they're not allowing us to run the ball. And everybody's like, yo, start throwing the ball. They're not going to let us run the ball, bro. Dave Canales, he's actually went to a press conference, right? And he's told us that how coaching staffs have coaches that are like in the press box, right? And they're looking down and they're everybody's communicating. He's literally told us that the coaches in the press box have had to yell at him several times, like, bro, it's cover 2. Okay, da 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 da. And then later on, bro, it's cover 2. And then and then, bro, use the play. It's cover 2. Like he takes forever to be like, all right, let's try this. Like that's what I'm saying.
Let me ask you: did he have the freedom though to run the playbooks and run the calls the way he saw fit? So the coach didn't have much weight on that. So he basically handed that task.
He had all
run it how you see fit.
Yes, he had all the freedom. But Coach Bowles does not touch the offense. Your game plan, what you want to run, it's all you. It's all you. Now he might be like, hey, you might want to think about this because they're weak on this. He might give some tips. But the game plan, where you call plays, the only thing that Coach Bowles does on game day when it comes to the offense is if he says, yeah, we're going for it on 4th down. That's the only thing he does.
So you believe he's going to bring that?
He don't say, if we're going for it on 4th down, let's run it.
Go ahead. Oh,
no, go ahead.
Real talk, Perez. Do you think, because you're a Bucs fan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all had the 22nd best offense, right? Ranked last year, right? On the Canales.
What is that? Yards. You talking about yards?
No,
yards?
just in scoring. The best ranked offensive rank. Y'all were 22nd, right?
Oh, 22nd? Yeah, I believe so. In yards and scoring, yes.
So do you think Dave Canales will be better or worse with us in ranking with offense?
I think he will be worse because the only reason why I think the only reason why I think we're even there is strictly because of Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans saved Dave Canales because of his stubbornness. When he finally said, let's go, and not only Dave Canales, let me not say that, not only Dave Canales, but Baker too. I'm not as high as Baker as a lot of Bucs fans. Baker was saved by Mike Evans. If we didn't have Mike Evans, Baker, I think Bryce is good. I think Bryce, because I think Bryce is smart. I don't think he's stupid. And I'm not saying that Baker's dumb, but there was a lot of plays out there that I'm like, Baker, this was easy. Dave gave you an easy layup, Baker. And he just, it seemed like all he did was focus on Mike Evans. So I think if it wasn't for Mike Evans, our thing would be worse. But here's a bright spot for you guys. The Panthers have always been better running the ball than the Bucs. So if you're actually able to run the ball like Dave wants to run the ball, then let me tell you, once Dave gets in his bag, Dave is unstoppable. And Dave can get in his bag. If you can run the ball, Dave will get in his bag. You'll be running the ball, and then he'll throw a little something right here, and then he'll throw a little something right here, and then you'll run the ball again. And it's like, bro, you can't stop him. Once he gets in that groove and you're able to run the ball, it's hard to stop him.
So why weren't y'all able to run the ball?
I can answer that easily. Our offensive line was okay. Yeah, what it was he was trying to execute a hard blocking scheme, and our tight ends were not good enough to execute it, and our O-line took a while to get good enough to execute it. That's why.
Who's your starting running back? Who is the guy that got the bulk of the carries? Okay. How do you compare? Now watch this. How do you compare your offensive line and your starting ball carrier last season to what we have over here on this side starting our season this year comparatively?
And you just took the words out of my mouth, Cornell. That was my next question.
Real talk. Before you give that answer, I also want to make note that I did bring Bucky with your girl, who, in my opinion, is the spokesperson for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, at least for Panthers Prime podcast community. So,
okay.
Yeah. So if you guys have any questions,
welcome. Because I had some questions for the Canales since you're a Bucs fan.
Yeah. I actually asked her to come on stage because I feel like she has the best insight when it comes down to the Bucs. So go ahead, Real Talk Perez. You go ahead and answer that question, then we can get our Bucky with your girl in there as well.
Yeah, so I'll just say real quick. As far as running backs, I'm one of those guys that really don't think it matters with running backs. I think once you get to the second level is when your running back matters. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the beginning or the basics of running it really depends on your O line.
Okay.
I don't know enough about your guys' O line to compare to our O line. So I can't really speak on that. I don't know if what's her name, Buck with your girl. I don't know if she knows more about that. She wants to speak on that or.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bucket. You
Hey,
got it.
yeah. So I would say that, kind of going back to what our run offense did, um, our interior O line was not good. We did have and Cody Mock, who is our right guard, he was a rookie. Haynes, he just got replaced with our new rookie Graham Barton as being the center, and then left guard was Aaron Stinney. So, in terms of what Dave Canales wanted to do, which was run the ball up the middle, especially a lot on first down, when those three guys are on the line together and you have to run, it wasn't going anywhere. And
Mm.
we didn't really start seeing it pick up to about like a little later in the season, pretty much the back half of the season. So really, and even in the past few years, like we've had trouble running the ball, so it wasn't something that was new. We've been struggling trying to
Yeah.
establish a run game and everything like that.
Right.
But in terms of your guys' offense line, you guys picked up two new offensive linemen, I believe. I forget if they're guards. I
Mm-hmm.
think,
Hunt and
Yeah,
Lewis.
interior.
Yeah, the
yeah,
interior guards, interior linemen.
yeah. So I told PP this a couple, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, is that everything pretty much depends on how Dave Canales is going to scheme up the offense and what kind of scheme you guys going to do in the run. Like we had a zone scheme when we ran the ball. I don't know if he's going to change that. And
Okay.
also, it did take the offensive line a long time to really learn the playbook.
Okay.
Because even in training camp, he said that, it wasn't, they weren't down pat with it and that they were really patient with it. And I think that's why in the beginning of the season we struggled a lot. So yeah, it really just depends on how much he has grown as an OC and what he's going to do different.
Hey,
Like what
Bucket.
kind
Okay.
of skill players
Okay.
he's going
So,
Let
to
me
do
bring
throw
you
in.
something in
think
there. Go ahead.
most of his success was due to Mike Evans,
You talking about Baker?
Canales' offense?
Yes. So the funny thing is, I don't know if Perez remembers this, but a lot of Bucks fans were actually upset with Dave Canales,
Mm.
especially like even halfway through the season because, like I said, our offense was struggling, and we went the whole year, which it happened the year before that too, but we went the whole year where we would go in the first quarter without scoring any points.
I
And
remember
there'd
that.
be Yeah, and there'd be times when we get in the red zone and we wouldn't score, and it's just like he never had any play designs for Mike Evans in the red zone. You see what I'm saying? And even with
Okay.
Chris Godwin, and he put Chris Godwin on the outside. It later in the season, again, I don't know if Perez remembers this, but Chris Godwin's wife publicly came out on social media and basically was calling out, the coaching staff and Dave Canales about,
What?
Sound like
yeah,
Miles
yeah,
Sanders and his wife last year. God
yeah,
dang.
and about, his usage and everything. And then after that, you kind of seen his production kind of pick up a bit. You see what I'm saying? So
That was
again,
a misunderstanding, though. His wife wasn't calling out the coaching staff. His wife was mad because Todd Bowles was. This is what I think happened about the two girls, right? Todd Bowles was asked a question about Chris Godwin and why his production is what it was, which wasn't as good as usually is. I
hmm
believe Todd Bowles was trying to use injury as an excuse for the media to not get on Chris Godwin's case. And I believe Chris Godwin's wife believed that he was trying to downplay Chris Godwin, and that's why she
mm,
went off and did what she did. So I think it was just a miscommunication between those two. But Chris Godwin, in my opinion, Chris Godwin's poor production wasn't because of Dave Canales. It was because of Baker. Baker can't throw to Chris Godwin. The type of wide receiver that Chris Godwin is as soon as I make my cut, I turn around, that ball got to be there. Baker doesn't do that. Baker is like, you got to be open, and I see it open. Okay, now I'm going to throw it to you. That's what Mike does. That's what I think.
Interesting analysis. I'd like to point everybody to right now. Check this out. Well, you guys is Rachaad White, starting running back. His stat line is eerily similar to that of Chuba Hubbard, who started for us last season. It's eerily similar. I mean, the carries, the yards, the TDs, the average yards per game, very, very similar. And they're about the same build size, same build quality. So I would expect Dave Canales to can't be worse than it was last year with you guys, considering we have pretty much the same guy with the same stat line, and we have Jonathan Brooks coming in. So with those new guards, I think it'll be I think whoever's going to tote the rock for us, the majority of the carries this season in Carolina, they're gonna easily eclipse 1,000 with those new guys on the interior, and they're going to open up some space for those guys to scoop through those holes, pick up 5 to 10 yard clips. I can see that happening. And Dave Canales is obviously, he likes to run it. He will opt to throw it a lot as well. So I don't see where we will have a drop off. That's kind of where I was going with this Atlanta boy. I was saying, I believe the stat line shows the similarities, more so the deficiencies of last season versus this season, and what the new structure looks like on our interior line.
Let me ask you this, because I believe Buck Butcher Girl would agree with me here. There is one thing that I do think Dave Canales did learn from us, and it was before the run game started clicking, right? Because you're comparing Chubb and Rachaad White. Mm-hmm. Rachaad White started being a factor with the dump off. He started being a factor in the passing game. And when that started becoming a thing where we said, oh, you know what, let's start dumping it off to Rachaad White a lot more, then it started opening up with the run game a little bit better. So Chubb or whoever your running back is, I wouldn't be surprised if Dave Canales is going to want that running back that you can dump off a lot more or can be in the passing game as well.
You can dump it off to Chuba. He's got speed, man. Chuba's very fast. I mean, one of the fastest coming out of college, man, that was actually playing in North Dakota State. I think he was somewhere up there, wherever he played at. But he was very, very fast. He's very fast. If you hand him the ball, he has open lane. Chuba's gone, man. He's quick. He's fast. And when his rookie season, his hands weren't so great. He dropped a lot of passes in his rookie season. But it started to shore up as the season waned in his rookie season. He got a little bit better down the last 4 or 5 game stretch. He got better. Last season, I think he caught a few, and he took a couple down there. He did very well in the short receiving game, I would imagine, like a couple screens or whatever, a couple dump offs. He was able to pick up some yards there. But his strength, obviously, is going to be vision. His need for improvement, in my opinion, would have to be his vision. Because Chuba, man, his body is running faster than his brain is. He's one of those guys, when he gets the ball, bam, it's like a jackrabbit. He's out of there before he even sees it. And I think he needs to get some patience behind that interior line. If he develops another level of patience behind those guards and he can start looking a little bit, waiting on some blocks to develop, waiting on some double teams or whatever, and then bounce a couple of them out, he'll have even more success than he had last season. But he's not been the guy that have the vision to see the opening and then bounce it or either cut there or cut back or whatever. That's been his biggest thing. He just gets it, bang, he just runs. And it's
I don't.
Yeah.
My bad.
Go ahead. You got it.
I was just gonna say I don't think your running game is gonna take a hit. Because I think it came out or we discovered that you guys are gonna be running a 2-back system.
Yeah.
In the backfield. So yeah, it will definitely be interesting how he's gonna utilize and come up with the play and the play designs for your 2 running backs.
Yeah, and
we'll have a hammer and a knife. And a knife.
Yeah, and that 2-back system is going to do what I think we didn't do last year, which is make the linebackers have dirty eyes or not allow them to, I don't know whose mic that is. There you go. Not allow them to, key in on one thing. They have to take a step, or a second or two to really figure out what's going on. And, in the NFL, that's all you need is a second or two. You know what I mean? So when I go back to games like the Miami Dolphins game where we ran almost in a sense this 2-back system at least some type of variation of it, you saw how effective it was with the play action. I mean, it helps us out tremendously, man. So I'm gonna say that, but also I want to read these 2 super chats real quick that just came through. Eternal 252 said, "One love, PPP. I'm gonna let the enemies breathe today." He talking about you, Bucky, with your girl, and Real Talk Perez. And shout out for Villain Trucker, man, for that huge super sticker, man, or super chat. Says keep cooking. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Knowing this dialogue that we're having, I really am. Let's keep it going, man. Go ahead, in Quantum. I had cut you off, but go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. So basically, like where I'm going with this whole analysis of Dave Canales' temperament. Okay, he's a hands-on coach. He's not that coach. He's not one of those old guys. Frank Reich standing off to the side. I don't know how old Frank Reich is, but you didn't see him out there running around on the field, playing with Bryce's mind a little bit, saying, "Nah, don't go there. Go there. Go there. Go there. Here, boom, yeah, hit, bam," like that. You see Dave Canales is trying to put his fingerprint on the offense, number one, and the team. You can see him actually trying to cultivate something here. I didn't see that out of Frank Reich. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he didn't attempt it. I'm not saying he didn't give it his best efforts or whatever have you based upon the circumstance. But you didn't see. I just didn't get the sense that he came in with a sense of ownership of the coaching staff and the way that the offense actually deployed the strategic areas of the playbook. I didn't get the feel from him. I just saw that blank stare on the sideline. He was looking. I don't know. Sometimes it was like he was kind of out of it, but I didn't see that connection with the team. I see that connection with Dave Canales. I mean, this dude he's plugged in, man. He's plugged in. He's all in. And maybe it's because it's his first job as a head coach. Maybe he's like, I gotta really, really show everyone that I'm gonna at least go all in and make this thing my own. I believe that he is dedicated to getting the best out of the team. Not only Bryce, but I think he wants to sharpen everyone's sword. He said it on one of the press conferences. He said that the team is going to be what Bryce is, right? So if he can get the best out of Bryce, if he can get Bryce to throw that ball, anticipate those opening windows, don't wait in the pocket, don't sit there, stutter stepping your feet, not step into your throws, throwing the ball out of bounds. If we can get past those little mental lapses, I think we'll see a better Bryce for sure. And he can lean on that running game a little bit with, like you said, that 2-back system. We got Jonathan Brooks that will show up around week 8 or 9 or something like that, maybe. So when he comes back, he's going to be a terror. Like I said, we're going to have a hammer and a knife type of philosophy. So you got Chuba as the slasher, and you got Jonathan as the hammer. So I think that's going to it's going to definitely elevate Bryce's play because he's not going to have to do everything from behind center.
No, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Hey, real quick before you guys go, I just want to acknowledge one of in my opinion, someone who I look up to, man, as a Panthers content creator, man. I'm always on his lives and taking notes on how he runs his channel, man, and how he does things. And listen, I even met him back in when we played Atlanta week 1, man, and got some really, really great advice from him, man. Shout out to Dunk, man, from Unnecessary Blended Sports Talk Show, man. I really do. Yeah, man.
Great show. He has a great show.
Yeah, great show, man. Great guy,
and
man.
He's a former player, man. So
yeah. Man, everything is just, just top notch, man. And I look up to him as a Panthers content creator. Hey, listen, I am secure as a content creator, but I gotta give due justice when I have to. And man, I appreciate everything that you've taught me, man. The stuff that you showed me and things that you told me when we was in Atlanta, man. So I just want to let that be known publicly, man. I do appreciate you, Dunk. All right, go ahead, fellas.
Hey, PPP, can I chime in? Like I said yesterday, Panther content creators, we may have different perspectives, and this is no jab at Buck with your girl and their nation, but I really will say you have several minds out here that have different perspectives, and we do different things. But at the end of the day, we all come together and support each other. So that's one thing I will say. Like, we have different mindsets. I will say that, but the support all around, we support each other 110%. You guys don't even know the conversations that we have behind the scenes with each other. So again, for other content creators that pop up in your chats and actually show support, it's really all love amongst us all. Even if we may disagree or have an argument, we all support each other, man.
Facts, Dougie.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact, man. Oh man, this was. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. This is good. I don't want the show to end.
Bucket with your bucket with your girl and Contrum. This is my first time actually being up with you guys to actually hear you guys. I was in the backstage doing some work, but I'm so glad to actually hear Bucket with your girl's voice actually on a live and actually come up on a panel. So I'm actually glad I was actually able to actually be on a panel and hear her actually spit it with us.
Oh wow, thanks, man.
No,
great analysis from the opposing side. I actually spent a lot of time in Tampa, so I'm very familiar with that area and how they see their team down there, which is what gives me the ability to kind of see it from both sides. So
okay.
Yeah, but I did want to touch on what Quantum was talking about with Dave.
Yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Dave is a hands-on coach. He was like that in Seattle. He was like that with the Bucs. So it's not surprising he would do that with the Panthers. The only thing I would say is that he was an OC, right? So he didn't have to get the whole team together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But now he's a head coach, and from what I have seen of him being an OC, even though the players all love him and they like him, he's not that vocal guy either. Like, if the team, when we were struggling, when we lost 6 or 7 games during in the middle of the season, he wasn't the guy that got the team together. And, whether you want to put yelling or anything like that, or getting them fired up or giving them a pep talk, he wasn't that guy. Like, he would just, Baker would get off the field, he'd go sit with Baker, and that'd be it. So I think for him now stepping into that head coach role, if he's not going to be that guy, and now he even said Bryce isn't that guy, who's going to be the guy?
I was going to ask you that because, again, it may not be a bad thing. And I think wordplay is one thing that we're looking at, because even though he said he's not a vocal leader, he said he's still a leader. Regardless of that, it's wordplay, because, again, that's where you have those captains. That's where you have those veterans. Right now, one reason why they put Austin Corbett as a center was because he was the vocal leader on the offensive line, and you had Bradley Bozeman there. Not saying, play didn't show it, but that's the reason why, if you look even at the film when we had Austin Corbett here and he was at the Rams, he was the one that was diagnosing the blitzes. He was the one that was doing the line adjustments. Most of the time your center does that, but him being at the guard position, he was able to do that. You still do have a Taylor Moton there that's basically the oldest or the most experienced player that's been within the organization on the offensive side of the ball. You have leaders there where if I say it now, Adam Thielen, he's basically a leader in itself. He's worn the seat at Minnesota and here at Carolina. So you have leaders, and again, sometimes you don't have to be that vocal leader. Just be yourself. And you coming from the Bucs, I have to do more research myself looking at pressers. But again, if everybody just does their job and is 1 of 11, that's all we have to worry about. Every single person from the left tackle to the right tackle to the 3 wide receivers to the running back and to the quarterback and the tight end. If everybody does their job and everybody holds each other accountable, we're going to be fine. And that's one thing I do like what you said, Bucket, with your girl. One thing I think Dave Canales is, he's even keeled. He's not going to be up and down, yelling, jumping, being like Pete Carroll. He basically said Pete Carroll was a mentor. When we saw Pete Carroll would get very animated on the sideline. When I look back at, I haven't not once seen Dave Canales be animated like Pete Carroll. So
Jim Harbaugh is like that too, very animated on the sideline.
So I wanted to ask a question, and I wanted to fuck with your girl to answer this, because I'm wondering if she feels the same way, or even if this is what she was saying, because I feel like with Dave Canales, what she was just saying about us having the losing streak, when you were saying what you were saying, I was taking it as like he wasn't really the one that was giving any answers. He was more of the guy that was looking for answers. It feels like he was. We get that feeling like he's still learning on the job, right? Like he's looking for answers. He's looking for answers. But it didn't give us a head coach feel where it was like if he was our head coach, we'd kind of be stuck here. It's kind of the feeling that you get, like kind of what you were talking about. Because I know it kind of went into the leaders and you have players to be leaders, and I get that. But what I was thinking was more of even if you have leaders players that are leaders, your coach has to know what to do when things get rough, and the whole like he brings this energy because he definitely does, and that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people feel like he's going to be a great head coach is because of that energy he brings, and it seems like he just like he has this something like, oh, I just can't wait to show you guys all this, and he has that type of energy. But when we were going through that losing streak, we were looking for that like, so what are we going to do? And he gave us this energy of like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what we're going to do. Is that kind of what you were talking about, Buck with your girl, or something around that ballpark, or maybe you can correct me?
No, you're right. That's what I was basically saying. Like, I'm not, when I say, getting the place together, it doesn't have to be about cussing them out or anything, but give them something. Like, give them something. Get all the players together and you all talk this out. But it was just like he's just on the sideline and the players are just on the bench.
And
that's
why
so if we go 0-3, the season's over with. We ain't gonna come back.
Bucket and Perez, check it out. We you know what? Dave Canales in your system, in your place of the way that Tampa runs, he's an upgrade for us. I'm going to be honest. He may have had some deficiencies down there, maybe because he wasn't the head coach and wasn't running the show. That's quite possible. Maybe he only had limited access and limited control. But I know he's an upgrade in Carolina. That's not debatable in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll take whatever he's going to bring. At least show us what he can do.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that he didn't have no control in Tampa because first of all, I heard them saying he wasn't never in the war room during the draft. I said, "You ain't never been in the war room, and you're an offensive coordinator." Red flag.
It was his first year with us. There's no reason for him to be in the draft room.
I don't know. But you want him in there, brother.
No. We already had the weapons. Like we weren't building our team. We already have the team. So he just had to come in and do his offense. It was all his offense. But you guys definitely will be better. You guys will be competing. More what I'm talking about is like if you're willing to take that next step to go to the playoffs and be that team, which obviously I know you guys don't probably believe you guys are, but that's what I say as far as like a head coach. Like he's not ready for that. He's trying to figure things out, So,
well, we haven't seen him in that role yet, Perez. That's the thing. Like, we haven't seen him in the role where he controls everything. So it's maybe a little bit premature to say that because there is that
point of now he doesn't have a head coach to look over him. That does. Exactly. I will say this though. That kind of made me a little bit more worried though, right? Because I would feel like if you had a head coach that's looking over you, that would give you incentive to change something a little bit faster because you're kind of worried about that guy looking at you like, bro, we're still doing this, we're still doing this. So if you don't have a head, right? So if you don't have a head coach over you, that makes me feel like, well, does that mean he just would have stuck with the same thing even longer because he's not worried about being in trouble as the head coach? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that makes sense. About it. If you ever had a job where you, let's say you were second in command, you were a shift supervisor or something crazy like that, but there's always the GM looming out there or the area manager, you have control until he shows up and you're like, oh, now you got to yield to his authority. That can have a psychological effect upon how you perform. I don't care who you are.
Oh, no, of course. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying that as far as having a head coach, I would think that because one of my problems with Dave Canales was that it took him too long to adjust to something. And what I'm saying is having a head coach right over your head would give you an incentive to hurry up and change before you would actually do it. So if he took too long while he had a head coach over his head, then if he doesn't have a head coach over his head, would he have took even longer to try to move something, or would it? Because he has admitted to us, and I believe he even said it to you guys already, that he's stubborn when it comes to running the ball. So
you're scared though, brother. It's like you're running scared at that point. You really don't get to exert your creative genius if you're worried about if it's going to be accepted by upper management or someone that outranks you. That's kind of a factor in there. You have to kind of consider that too.
Hey, fellas, can I chime in on this
My
point?
thing that's
Yeah. Go ahead, Dougie.
Hey, I'm gonna make this point. This is where I think alignment is important. I definitely appreciate Perez and Bucket with your girl coming as Bucs fans from their perspective. But one thing that I think that's going to help him, he has alignment of coaches that he's actually coached with from Seattle all the way to the Buccaneers. Yes, it's a different role for him. He's basically going into a different lane, but that's where it's important, where your offensive line, your offensive coordinator, which was your wide receivers coach at the Buccaneers. I want to say the tight ends and the wide receivers coach did not have any connections with Canales. And for him to pick his own staff on that side of the ball, being an offensive side of the ball, I think that does help him. Yes, I do understand what Perez is saying with the new journey and the new leadership that he has to be a head coach. But I think it gives you relief knowing that I have coaches that actually have worked with this scheme with me, have some type of familiarity with this scheme, and only thing I have to do is do my job. I do think it's going to help that both the OC and Dave Canales both came from Seattle. I really do think this team is going to look like the Seattle Seahawks. The more and more I did research behind, looked at film, really listened to what he said, he basically wants to be a young and upcoming Pete Carroll. That's exactly what I really think he really wants to be. And for him to be underneath Pete Carroll all those years, basically got a job from Pete Carroll, was basically under him like an understudy, but still had a position with him. I think I just really can't wait to see it translate from OTAs and training camp to actually seeing it be done in games. So
I agree.
I think that's
because he's been with him since USC, Dougie, so he definitely uses him as his protege. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So I get
that. Let's speak with him.
That's the point that I'm making. I really think we have a young and up and coming Pete Carroll, and that's a big shoes to fill, because even though Pete Carroll is not coaching right now, in his prime and heydays when he had a team on defense and on offense, Pete Carroll was known as one of the top 5 coaches back when you still had Tom Brady at the Patriots. You had Andy Reid at Philadelphia. Again, he was a top coach. He's still, even like I said last year, he was still respected around coaches. So I can't wait really to see this translate going into the season, not preseason, but actual the season.
Right. So I think, so one part, right, is the whole, he's able to be who he wants to be. That's I don't think that's a real narrative. He was able to be whatever he wanted to be with Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles was not changing him or telling him to do anything a certain way. That was all him. But you did give me an idea of something else which could benefit you guys, right? Because you're right. He is not in the same position. He is now a head coach. And now that he is the head coach, he has an offensive coordinator, right? So maybe the offensive coordinator, maybe he gives them enough power to make adjustments when they feel like, and maybe they're better at making adjustments quicker than he was as an OC. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, brother. How many head coaches turnover do you guys have in the past, 5 to 7 seasons? I don't think you've had, 1 or 2?
And hold on. Real talk. Are you talking on a headset or are you talking through your phone?
I'm talking through my Bluetooth headset.
Yeah. It's kind of giving. No. It's giving like some scratchy audio. Not sure if you can deactivate the Bluetooth and just talk through your phone. That'd probably be better for the stream. But great question, in Quantum. I like the question. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, let me step out and come back in and see if I can make it better.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be of course, PPP. I think basically, man, you look at the ownership in Tampa, the Glazers. The Glazers are a little bit more patient. Obviously, they've kept Todd Bowles around for a few seasons. They've had some up and down years as well, just like we've had some disastrous seasons as of recent. But we know Tepper is not very patient, man. He's axed like 2 or 3 coaches already. Yeah. So, and these guys came with accolades. Yeah.
But Quantum, I would say this, and I read a comment on PPP's comment section from yesterday's live. We were kind of like giving David Tepper his praise this year, and I know it's kind of too late because he's already had a bad sour taste in a lot of fans and basically in the city of how he's basically micromanaging staff, players, and everything. But if you really look into it, turning the page or turning the book with a new coach and a new GM, you really can't say anything bad about David Tepper this year. Me personally, I really cannot say David Tepper had his hand in any players we brought in.
Mm-hmm.
He's not micromanaging your head coach. He's not having Dan Morgan report to him every single day. Really and truly, and I want to say it was Joe Person that asked him that question when we had an introductory press conference. He asked him, how much more involvement are you going to have in the team? And if you saw his face, it was really like, I have to really take this question because I've basically laid egg on my face. I know PPP don't want us to use censored words, but he basically has egg on his face right now because at the end of the day, he is the reason why we've had 4 to 5 different coaches within really the span of him being an owner because of impatience, trying to do a quick fix and not actually being patient. And now again, I think when you have a player that is now your GM or former player that's your GM and everybody's on one accord, it should be a match made in heaven. Yes, I understand we have different perspectives or different win totals right now, but if there's a gradual better player, better product on the field, I think that's going to go a long way with Dave Canales and Bryce Young being the face of the offense. And as we know, DB being the face of the defense right now.
You know something, PPP? I mean, you know something, Dougie? A lot of people don't realize that these owners, the NFL is not their primary business. So these guys operate these teams kind of like, they get a lot of tax breaks and a lot of kickbacks and things like that. It's a boys club, basically. It's not their primary business. Pretty much none of these guys. It's kind of like a baby for them that they cultivate and watch it grow. They're not really in it for the money. It ushers in a whole nother discussion that I'd rather not jump into. But at the end of the day, if you look at it, Dave Tepper brought with him a mentality from, of course, wealth management. That's where his mentality came from, and it did not translate very well. And you think that it would because he brought over some of those elements that he learned, or he supposedly was supposed to learn from Pittsburgh. He should have been in some of those meetings to understand how NFL teams operate on a day-to-day basis. But obviously, he missed a couple of those meetings and missed the memos. He didn't read it, or he wasn't there. Mm-hmm. He didn't translate. He brought that hedge fund mentality where it's quick, it's turnover, boom, boom, day and night, trade, real quick. He's used to making a lot of money in a very short amount of time. And I believe 100% that he brought that mentality over because he was a rookie owner. He didn't know how the NFL. It's a cultivating type of climate. You have to plant your seeds. You have to select the right staff. You have to select the right coaching staff. You have to select the right. You have to have the people that understand how to select the right players and how to groom a team to where they become ultimately a Patriots or a Steelers type of organization. That doesn't happen overnight. No owner really inherits a team like that when they buy them. That's the reason most of these owners sell these teams, because generally they just want out of the business because it's a stressful situation for them and they'd rather go back to what they were doing prior to joining the ranks of the NFL. So if you look at what Dave Tepper brought over, he brought the mentality of I have to win quick. Okay, and that's what happened. You can see it in his previous experience in the hedge fund trading. That's what he ushered into the NFL, and it didn't translate so well right away. Quick turnover and no results right away.
Hey, I don't know if PPP is up, but I don't think he'll mind if I do this for him. Perez. Red Swarm got a question for you, man. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm actually here, Dougie. I appreciate that though, but I'm back.
Hey, go ahead. I ain't gonna take over. Go ahead.
Nah. You good? I appreciate you, man. Shout out to everybody who just gave to the platform. Real quick let me pull this up. Let me go back on the screen. Carolina Blue 843. Appreciate that, man. He said PPP strong arm. That's right, man. That's how we do it. Shout out to Red Swarm, man, for that.
Red Swarm.
Yeah, Red Swarm, man. Blue Swarm. I 85 cousin, man, that needs to get his own podcast and stop playing around. For real. But he said, PPP, please tell Real Talk Perez. Red said, hello. I really respect his knowledge. I have one question for him about our division. Does he think that y'all have improved enough to place third in the South this year? Shout out to that super chat. Let me drop a bomb for it real quick.
Yeah. I'm going to get Red. I'm going to get him.
Red always talking my language. He always talking my language. He know what language that is too. He talking that NFC South trash talking language. I like that language. Very fluent in it.
So what you think, Real Talk?
Yeah, yes, we definitely got enough. If you're asking if the Bucs got enough talent to be third, yes, we have enough talent to be third. We have enough talent to be first as well. So, yeah.
Red trolling bad.
Facts.
Shout out to Red.
Yeah, shout out to Red. He said, serious question though. It's a serious question. Red, why don't you pull up, Red? Pull up and ask the question, Red. Come on. Red Swarm has been on record saying that the Falcons are going to go 11-6 this year. I don't really see it.
Here we go. Look, you about to start it. Here we go.
11-6 is hard, not because of what I think their team is, but because of the schedule. It's a crazy schedule this year for us, for all of us. So 11-6 is pretty crazy. Not that they can't. But
try to fix your audio real quick, man. Let me see what I can do here. Go ahead, keep talking, Real Talk. Real Talk Perez.
No, but I think I think the South is between the Bucs and the Falcons. There's a lot of reasons why people might think the Falcons could edge the Bucs. There's a lot of reasons why people would think the Bucs could. I can make cases for either one, to be totally honest with you. If nothing goes wrong for both teams, I would have to slightly give it to the Falcons because I believe they have the better quarterback. That's if nothing goes wrong. See, our team is built for things to go wrong, and that's to still compete. So
let me put Red up here at the top. And
oh Lord,
yeah, bring him in. I already told you to go bait him in.
Hey, Red, what's up, Red?
What's good, everybody? How y'all doing?
Look, you hear
Red. What's up, Red?
Hey, much love. I'm actually at work today, but I got a minute, man. I've been enjoying the show. Great content. I think you have a very esteemed panel today, PPP.
We do.
And I have enjoyed listening to what was close to a round table from the South, man.
Yeah.
But, if we could ever get RTP's boy, Teal to show up, man, it'll be nice, man. So
those Saints content creators, they I don't know what's up with them. They're a little bougie, man. I've been trying to grab one or two.
Teal will oblige you, man. He don't mind doing it, and he gonna represent the Saints hard. Now I'm gonna give you a warning. And listen, RTP he know that I know him, and he taking it light on y'all today. So don't let him fool you. He's setting the stage up to come back and blow your head off later on. PPP. Don't let him fool you.
I'm trying to keep it. We're having a good calm football discussion. I ain't trying to get kicked off today. Like,
yeah, I feel you. Hey, they make me do the same thing, Pete. But RTP, what I was actually asking you was not about y'all. I know that I expect us to battle it out with y'all this year. I was talking about, do you like what you've seen? You know, they're touting their offensive line changes, some of the things that they've done. I told them as well, I like the draft that they had. You know how they hit on tight end, wide receiver, and running back. But no. My question was for you, P. What do you think? Do you think they have enough to overtake the Saints? Because I think the Saints are going to take a step back this year.
That's actually, I mean, hey, that's actually a good question because it's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible. I think it's unlikely because there's a lot that Dave Canales has to deal with as far as building a team. And again, I don't think he's exactly ready for a head coaching job yet. But I do think he makes that offense go up, makes Bryce go up a level. That's one. And if they do get that run game going, it's possible that they can be a surprise.
Yeah. And I agree. I think a lot of it kind of hinges on, you know, how much he's able to take the pressure off of Bryce. He had a rough rookie season. And, you know, and I think from the first game on, he kind of got his introduction to the NFL. And I never really saw him. And I think that these guys are honest too. You know, most of them, I've told PPP yesterday, I've come around to lessening my stance on Bryce as far as seeing that it was so much of him.
Yeah, I was actually shocked when I saw that.
Yeah. I mean, I look at it. I mean, I just had to go back and take a look.
He had to come into Jesus
tripping
meeting
a little bit. And it was a bad team, man. It was a bad
That's
team.
what's up, Rip. That's what's up.
He ain't hear me
Buck?
bucking with your girl. Red, you had to come into Jesus meeting, didn't you?
Yeah, well, yeah, you know, some of my better friends have weighed on me, man. So, you know. I said all that to say, you know, he's gonna need some help, man. To think that Bryce is gonna just turn around and look like a number 1 overall pick that he should have been. I think if that ever happens, it's gonna take a couple of years to cultivate that. So what do? You get him good tight end play close to the line of scrimmage, and then you give them a good running game. So
You said it better.
They do that, yeah.
You said it better than I said it though. Because again, I said I believe that Dave is going to bring Bryce Young's game another level. He's not going to be able to lean on Bryce Young and win games like that consistently. That's not going to happen. You don't have enough experience, enough weapons to do that. But if he is able to take most of that pressure and lean it on the run game, he can definitely put Bryce Young. In other words, when another team tells the Panthers, hey, we're stopping the run game, we're using a lot of assets to stop the run game, Dave Canales is definitely going to have Bryce playing good enough to be like, okay, now I'm going to be able to eat you up. You know what I'm saying? Now, if he goes into a game and says, Bryce Young, go win us the game, and, you know, this is what we're going to – no, that's not going to happen. But if you make that team have to bend to stop their run game and then hit them with the number 2 with Bryce in the passing game, they can definitely be a problem.
Yeah.
Hey, RTP, you think about it this way. All right. I know that we all want Bryce to have this golden arm. Like, I would love it. Nothing would please me more.
Who's we?
Oh, us Panthers fans, obviously.
Right?
Oh, you guys would hate it, obviously. But no, we Panthers fans, we would love for our quarterback to develop this Terminator type of mechanical arm that can throw the ball 82 yards on every drive. We'd like that. But obviously, guys, we're not going to see but 3 plays down the field of attempts of more than 35 or 40 yards. He's not. Dave Canales isn't going to throw the ball that many times. Unless we had a killer arm with a killer wide receiver core that's proven and tested, he probably would do it 4 or 5 times. But I don't see that. But so that begs the statement. If you shore up your running back core, You obviously have improved your interior linemen. Okay, that's definitely an upgrade. That's not debatable. Our running game, I would say, is an upgrade. I can't debate that Brooks will not be better than Chuba Hubbard. That's definitely going to be as good or better. And then we picked up another good tight end also. So if you think about this, okay, if they crash the line of scrimmage to stop our run, Bryce can kill you within about 14 yards. I mean, he'll eat you alive in about 15 or less. Oh, you're dead meat. He's very accurate in those short passing windows. He'll kill you there. So if we can just open that up a little bit, force these safeties to come down and try to engage and tackle us and stuff like that. We got big, strong receivers now who won't go down on first contact. You're going to have to wrestle those big boys to the ground. They're not little. They're not like Steve Smith-sized guys. We're talking 6'3", 6'4" size dudes, 6'2", 6'3". So these dudes are strong. And they're freaks. They're athletic freaks that we have over there. So we're going to have some contention in the wide receiver ranks coming up this season. It's going to be better than it was last year. And if we can force teams to stop our run and Bryce can get it over their head a little bit with a couple of them short passes, it's not going to be what we want. We want to see 35, 40 yards 5 times a game. I would love that, but it's probably not going to happen. And if we can just stay consistent and drive the ball up the field, avoid numerous 3 and outs, we're not going to be any worse than we were last year for sure. That's a fact.
Hey,
Yeah, I
go
can
ahead,
guarantee
Dougie.
you're not going to be worse. Guarantee.
Hey, real quick, like I said, Bahar, before I hop off, I appreciate everybody that came on the panel. PPP definitely is a brother, man. Like I said, I appreciate him letting you guys know about the sponsorship. I know what he's trying to do, and he's going to get there, man. Basically, our guy's he's trying to get that sponsorship, and them sponsorships come, man. Again, I'm so proud of him. Like I said, the panel, I appreciate the panel even making the show so fire today. And then we had other content creators pull up. Again, I appreciate Red as always pulling up. Bucket with your girl.
Yeah, brother.
But
Hey, congratulations to you too, Dougie, man. On the announcement. Yeah.
And then RTP, this is my first time actually engaging with you. So I appreciate y'all coming up, making the show so much fire for my guy PPP. As he's already told us, he's about to come full time. Those sponsorships are gonna come, man. This man puts in the work, is on the road putting in work. So with them actually being home and being able to actually give you guys full attention, I can't wait to see the new chapter that he's about to turn before the season, man. So as always, PPP, I appreciate you letting me pull up. We talking about the sponsorship with SeatGeek. I know yours are coming, man. Again, like you are a praying man, and I've talked to you behind the scenes, man. Like I said, God's timing is always the right timing, man, and your time is coming, man. And
yes,
I know
sir.
you about to do right by these people, man.
Yes, sir.
So I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
You already know, man. You already know, man. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. If you need to go back, man, I know PPP is gonna have me push it more. Again, if you want tickets, guys, I'm even thinking about getting behind the scenes with PPP to do something with tickets, probably for that Saints game, and giving you guys even a more discount, or even trying to pay for it, and then you guys use the discount for it. But again, if you want tickets, man, go to SeatGeek, use the code What's Up, Doug, and trust me, I'm gonna get with PPP to give you guys something to help out and actually push the code where you guys can get tickets, man. So I greatly appreciate it, man. Greatly appreciate my guy, and I appreciate the support all throughout Panther Nation, and even our rivals pulling up on us and chatting with us, man.
It's all in love.
We appreciate you, C. Dougie, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna hit you up in the back, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, pause on that, but
yeah, that's a major pause.
Whoa!
Matter of fact, you probably ought to go full stop on that one. Yeah, not just pause.
I'm gonna hit you up on the.
Hey,
I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah, no, that's right, Quanah.
Say the flip side.
I'm gonna talk to you again. Just say that. I'm gonna talk to you again.
I know that's right.
He changed the entire line on that.
But yeah, man, just hit me up. Like I said, I definitely appreciate everybody, man. Again, everybody have a good weekend. Everybody stay safe, and we'll be back at it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Dougie.
Hey, PPP, I'm gonna jump out of here too. Like I said, I'm at work, man. I've been listening, but I had that question for RTP, man, and because like I said, man, PPP, you know, I like it when you do your all 22 breakdowns and other things, but and this ain't even about no doggone comparison and trying to, say this and that because I get Bucs content and I get Panthers content. But the first person that I watch and do it in depth and break that thing down, and I told him this before, is Perez, and I still say this, man. RTP, man, listen, man, when he does his all 22s, I ain't even trying to butter the man up. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with y'all, man. It's like watching film with an NFL player, man. I mean, that's the feeling I got. I remember when my son was in high school, and I would go, and I had a frat brother who was, his position coach. And, we would go over to his house on Sundays and look at stuff at the church, man. And that's what it felt like, man. Just watching, RTP break stuff down, man. So I got a lot of respect for the brother. That's enough of, just kind of building him up, puffing him up. But when I saw he was on here today, and then when Bucket pulled up, I knew it was a good discussion. And then Quantum dropped in here, man. I knew this was a good discussion. It was not my intent to jump in, but I just wanted to clarify. I wasn't talking about the Bucs being in third place. That's not what I was doing. I was talking about, the Panthers taking a step over the Saints, man. And that's because PPP, I've said that's the way I see the division shaking out this year.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to get his thoughts on it,
Hey, real quick, man, before we get up out of here, Real Talk Perez, I think this got to be yours because it got the Buck skull on it, right? Is that your channel?
What you talk? Well, if it's a Real Talk Perez channel, that's my old channel. My new channel, that channel is just for trash talking and trolling people, getting people mad. Go to the Pewter and Red podcast if you want to that's where I'm doing like my Bucks talk and like talking football basically.
Hey, do me one favor, write it inside the chat because I'm an advocate for endorsements, man, and making sure people can follow and find out where people are at. So let the people know where they can find you at, man, on your channel, so they can hear good Bucks information.
Pewter and Red podcast. I'm trying to put it in the chat right now. But it's Pewter and Red podcast. All one. Just put it on. You'll search for it. I can't find it right now. Am I still with you guys?
Yeah. You still here with us, man? We still hear you.
I'm driving. I'm driving and stuff. So, but it's Pewter PEWERT AND RED podcast, and just search that on YouTube. You'll find it.
All right. Sounds good. Bucket with your girl. Talk to the people. Let them know where they can find you at Bucket with your girl.
All right. You guys can find me at Bucket with your girl on YouTube and also on my Instagram. If you ever want to talk about football, if you got any ideas or whatnot. And my channel, I had started about a year or two ago, but PPP was like, no, Bucket, get back on your channel. And my supporters wanted me to get back on. So be looking out for content coming in the next week or so. I'm getting some stuff together and we're going to have a good time before training camp.
Absolutely.
We're going to have to link up Bucket with your girl. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, we're going to have to do it, man.
Absolutely. And I'm about to get this brother. He already see his name up there, his face up there in Quantum. You got to get you a YouTube channel, man, because your perspective of the Panthers, I love it, man. And just how you talk about sports, man. So I'm putting you on the spotlight right now, man, because you got to get your own channel, man.
Well, I have a channel actually. It's about
you do?
I have a style. Yeah. It's like my name right here. Just type this like my name in Quantum Area on the YouTube search bar. You'll find me. But I don't have a sports channel. It's about style and men's style, teaching guys how to improve their style, aesthetic, fragrance, shoes, things like that. So that's what I'm about. But I need to start dropping some sports stuff. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, well, man,
I'm about to tap in on that. Yeah, I'm about to tap in. You got Instagram or it's just the YouTube?
I do. My Instagram is just like my name. I deactivated my page a few weeks ago because I wanted to kind of focus on the YouTube a little bit more. I was getting too much going on over there. But I'm going to open it back up here shortly. But yeah, it's my name, Instagram. Everything is just like my name right here.
Pretty simple. I found it. Let me put it in the chat real quick. Yeah, y'all go here and y'all subscribe end Quantum's page real quick, man. Yeah, y'all do that, man. That's it right here. I just put it in the chat.
Appreciate that.
Go ahead.
Appreciate the alley-oop.
Most deaf, man. QT, before you come up on stage, we about to go. QT, look at the private chat. All right. No profanity, please, QT. All right. QT, what's up, man?
I have a question for y'all.
All right. Hold on, QT. Go ahead, Atlanta boy.
Do y'all think Dave Canales' system is kind of similar to Frank Wright's? Because I see that they both run a high-low.
Oh, you would ask that question.
Not at all.
I don't think so.
No.
I know what you're alluding to, but I don't think so. I think Frank Wright was a little bit. I think he was just a little too much old school with his.
He was predictable. Say it. He was predictable.
No creativity.
Yeah. No creativity with the high-low. I know what you're talking about. Trust me, I do. But I think you can find that in just about any NFL head coach scheme.
Playbook.
Playbook, but it's about how the high-low concepts are drawn up. And I actually follow this. I follow this page on Instagram. I gotta pull it up. I'm gonna put it inside the community section. But he talks about like all the different breakdowns of route concepts and stuff, man. And I mean, if you do something like, okay, just think about the Seattle game 2 years ago when we had Steve Wilkes. They did a high-low concept to the left side of the field, which ultimately got picked by whatchamacallit, by Horn. But that high-low concept I see mirrored all over the NFL. So, I think it's just the fact of how you do the high-low. Are you doing the high-low on out? The low is coming from the far left receiver, and the high is coming from maybe the slot position right there, and they're doing not so much of the same route, but it could be like a, I guess you could say a fade with like going out to like the sideline or whatever. Not so much of a 10 yards and cut or a 5-yard cut from the low and a 15-yard cut from the high. I think it's just how you do it, but I think everybody does it. So I can't really say that Frank Wright and Canales are kind of similar.
For your Panther fans, right? If you want to know what your offense is going to look like, all you got to do is search Kurt Warner QB. Kurt Warner QB study on YouTube. Go to the videos, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see him talk about Baker. You'll see him talk about Baker. He's going to break down film.
Oh, yeah, I seen
He's just going to show you the offense. And you're going to see how easy that offense, like the concepts are very easy. And you're going to see like, okay, Bryce should be able to run this easily.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. The concepts is too rudimentary, man. I need something a little bedazzle here and there. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even know what rudimentary means, dog.
Elementary.
Yeah, elementary. Yeah, look at Atlanta boy being Stephen A. Smith with these words. Atlanta boy, hey, he'll throw them words at you, man. Hey, QT,
not easy though.
But that's what they ran in USC, man. That's why a lot of those USC players did not translate, because they concepts be too rudimentary, man.
No, it's not. It's not what you think. It's hard for the defense. The concept that they use, which everyone uses it, but Dave Canales and his playbook is so good because it's not easy for the defense to defend. It is just easy for the quarterback to read what he should do. Does that make sense? It's not easy for the whole point of the concept. Yes, because it's easy to do. That's what I'm saying. It's easy for the quarterback to run. It is not easy for the defense to stop, because the concept puts a player in conflict. Just watch it from Kurt Warner, and he'll explain to you why it's so hard for the defense to stop it.
Yeah, I watched them. I watched the his talk about the playoffs as well. So I watched it.
Yeah, hey,
especially the
quick.
Lions game. I definitely watched that Lions game.
Hey, real quick, QT, 2 minutes, and then we got to roll, my brother. But I'm giving you 2 minutes to say what you got to say. Just no profanity, please.
Get off your chest.
All right, no profanity. I'm gonna keep it real, man. I believe in David Canales. I believe in his, the history repeats itself, and I feel like he got he said something that was really interesting to me. He said that he already had a year. It helped him having this year because it's one less year that he needs to deal with the learning process, and then he gets to learn from his mistakes, and that's what he could put onto the field and fix. You know what I'm saying? And know and have a blueprint to work on. Therefore, to bring up the shit that he was good at. You know what I'm saying?
QT. QT can't
Well,
help himself.
Yeah, he can't help it. He definitely
QT
can't help
did
it.
I curse?
He definitely can't help
Yes,
it.
he did.
Yeah, he
Oh,
definitely
my bad.
can't help it. He definitely can't help it, yo.
Well,
I was really trying too.
It's in
I was
green.
really. You can tell I'm
You,
talking slow. I was thinking about it.
yeah, he was trying.
yeah,
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
yeah,
I can tell you was trying because you was talking real slow, but yeah,
yeah,
you can't
You gotta
help it.
phase it out,
yeah,
QT. You gotta phase it out, QT.
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm
It's not
terrible.
hard to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. But fellas, we out of here right now. We are going to come back later on tonight. We got some more things to talk about. I do appreciate
Oh,
everybody,
man.
guys.
Can I hit a
If
quick
y'all,
promo, MP? Can I hit a quick
What
promo?
time? What time you coming back tonight, cute PPP?
well, it all depends on how I'm looking over here at this. I got to pick up this wedding, so I know I'm gonna have
Okay.
about 4 hours in between. I just got to see when that's going to happen. So I'm
Okay.
going to say somewhere around about maybe like 6 to like 9, somewhere around there.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
I'll
early,
be at
maybe
work.
later. But yeah, it'll be somewhere around that time period that I'll go live again. But
Can I hit a
yeah,
quick
no
promo, P?
promo about what, QT?
Hey, I got this new music video I just dropped out called Smith and Wesson. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to check it out, it's on my page. Click up on the name right there to the page. Whoop the whoop. You know what I'm saying? If you want, P, if it's cool, I can post a link or whatever. I mean,
Go ahead, post the link. I'm all for exposure and getting things out there that's decent in nature. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and
it's
drop it in the chat.
entertaining.
Oh well, I hope it's not too entertaining to where
Right.
yeah. But fellas and ladies, lady, that'll be it for today. We're gonna come back and I appreciate everybody. So appreciate everybody. And guys, if all the links that we have posted inside the chat, make sure y'all go and follow. We had 50-something people before we was just getting ready to get up out of here. We need 50 people to go and subscribe to each and every single last one of these accounts. That's in Quantum. That's Bucky with your girl. Real Talk Perez put his stuff inside the chat as well, and he also said it. So make sure that you go and you support and show love. All right, guys, that's it for today. I appreciate everybody. We're going to go ahead and get up out of here. And if you haven't done so, please take the time out and become a member of Panthers Prime Podcast. Only $3.99 a month, cheaper than a McDonald's sandwich, cheaper than anything that you can probably buy from the store right now to get premium Panthers content. So consider becoming a member. Also, you guys will still be able to share, like, comment, and subscribe once this video is over. And also, if you guys are compelled to support the channel by ways of super chat, super stickers, you have 2 to 3 minutes while it's live. It's getting ready to go off to do so. Also, Cash App is there as well as Venmo. We thank you so much. This is your boy Demetrius with the PPP, Panthers Prime Podcast. You know what time it is. Let's go.